Okay.
Good morning, everyone. We welcome you to Singapore Online Toastmasters Club. We really appreciate you joining us this morning. And I'm going to start this wonderful set of speeches today for all of you. I really appreciate you, acknowledge you that you're coming this morning here to join with us today. This morning, you could have really spent this time with your family, watching Netflix or watching movies, or just spending, the beautiful morning, having a cup of tea, sitting across your deck. But the very fact that you chose to spend this time in order to do some personal development and to improve on your public speaking is an admirable process and a thought. And this shows that you're willing to commit to your personal development. So in return, I promise that I will do everything that I can do to make this next 3 hours worth your time. And I first joined, just to give a brief introduction about myself. My name is Joan D'Souza. I'm a member of Toastmasters Singapore Club since past 3 months now. Prior to that, I was in another club. I joined Toastmasters last year in 2019 July. And I was searching my way to bring my public speaking skills to the next level. Back then, I had a very scattered approach. But after joining Toastmasters Club, I was fortunate to find a mentor who helped me to be focused on the truly important aspects of public speaking skills. So similarly, I hope that today's meeting will help and provide you with a chance to learn and improve your public speaking as well. To commence this meeting, I would like to invite our club president, Mr. Willie, to give us and deliver an opening address.
It's okay. No opening address. We skip.
All right. So I would also like to acknowledge all our volunteers today who are, we all run on volunteer basis. For today's meeting, I have our timer, Shanshan. Shanshan, can you please raise your hand to know everyone that you are our timer for today? And we also have other volunteers like our evaluators are going to help us today to run our meeting smoothly. We have plenty of speeches this morning, I guess close to around 12 speeches, I think, yes. And so I would like to first invite our first speaker. And our first speaker is doing Project Pathway. Nicholas, have you submitted me your speech details? I don't see it. But anyway, never mind. I invite Nicholas Brown to speak on for 5 to 7 minutes. And his speech is on sharing your vision. It's HPL project. So Nicholas Brown, sharing your vision. Evaluator, could you please give the purpose of the speech? Evaluator for Nicholas is Navneet. And give us his details about the purpose of the speech. All right, so I will invite Nicholas Brown to start off his speech on sharing vision, sharing your vision. Nicholas Brown. Can somebody help to unmute Navneet, please? He wants to give the purpose of the project. He's the evaluator. I guess, Navneet, you're evaluator number 1 for Nicholas. Host, could you please unmute Navneet?
Perhaps what might be easier is
I thought it was Navneet. Anyway, Thomas, if you want to go ahead and evaluate Nicholas also, that's fine. Because that's what I read, it was Navneet. You want me to unmute Thomas? Thomas?
Wait, I thought based on the website, right, I am the evaluator. Or is there a latest
That was
version?
Navneet who was evaluating, but if that's fine, if you want to go ahead and evaluate Nicholas Brown, that's fine. Do you have his purpose?
Wait, no worries. Willie, do you want to clarify based on the website and stuff?
Hi everyone. Here again. Last night there's so many changes. The progress sheet was screwed up, and then we had to reorganize again. So Thomas have been the evaluation for Thomas. The speaker for Thomas Cher have been changed. So please refer to the chat with the latest program sheet.
Check.
Yes.
Are you ready, Thomas, to evaluate Nicholas? Let's not waste time. Yeah. Are you ready to evaluate Nicholas Brown if that's what you want to do?
Wait. Let me confirm. Sir. Let me confirm the latest sequence first. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Okay, Thomas is the first evaluator.
Okay, so it's Nicholas Brown, then Navneet, then Naveen, then Irene, right? In terms of the sequence of the speaker. I think TND is good for you to share the sequence of the speaker so that all of us have a clear picture.
Because that's what I read last night. It was Navneet who was the evaluator for Nicholas.
Yeah, as in like
11 p.m.
Yeah, as in like the latest sequence so that we can all have a clearer
Okay,
picture.
so who is the, can you, okay, the first is Thomas Chen. The second is...
Okay, for now, refer to the latest, the chat that, hold on, follow the one that was posted right at the first one by Willie.
Okay, so can somebody post that? The first, okay, this one program sheet right here. Okay, it's right in front of me. Sorry about this, guys. 1 minute.
No worries, take your time.
Yeah, appreciate it because that's what I read last night was different. So maybe things have changed now.
Yes, it was finalized only at 12 a.m. last night. So
Oh,
technically this morning. So there are a lot of changes. Just follow the
follow the latest one. It's okay.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So the speaker-thon, 1 minute, huh? Okay. So the first evaluator is Thomas Chen. The second is Naveen. The third is Navneet. And fourth is Todd. Okay. So we'll go ahead. Thomas, do you want to go ahead and evaluate?
Wait, I thought I was the third speaker. Oh, you're talking about evaluator, is it?
Evaluators, yes. So
Okay.
I will type it now. Okay, Thomas, do you want to go ahead and say, do you have the purpose object of
no, I don't.
of Nicholas?
I don't.
Okay.
But it's fine. I will evaluate him holistically.
Okay, no problem. All right, because I had sent an email last night.
Should have a template for HPL in the evaluation sheets.
Okay. Is it in the email?
No, on the Toastmasters website itself.
Toastmasters
Thomas,
website.
you need to log in to the Toastmasters website with your click on Google and click on Gmail. Just go to the website and log in, and then you log in with your Gmail, your business account.
For SG Online, is it?
Yes.
Log in. How do I log in?
Thomas business account.
Yeah,
your
but
Gmail.
how do I log in? Member
Just click
access.
on that, and then it will prompt the login prompt. and then you click on Gmail.
Wow. Or how about this, Nicholas? Do you happen to have the objectives with you now? Yeah. Then is it? Will it be convenient for you to share?
Thomas, I sent to you.
Okay.
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, huh? Okay. Okay, give me a
I
moment.
sent to you. Project 4. I send you the whole evaluation, the project.
You send me through WhatsApp, is it?
Yes. You have to wait a while because I need to stop. Interpretive stuff. Really. Okay. Done.
Yeah, still waiting. Ah, okay. Wow, 22 pages.
That's the menu. Sorry, the wrong one. It should be the evaluation form. So it's
Thomas, just look at the website that Li Xin has posted. That one you will see all the evaluation form. Then from there you select which one you are needed, which will be the easier way.
Okay.
can now.
Wait, give me a moment.
Project. Okay, let me check which project is it. Project 3.
Project 3 of high performance leadership, is it?
No. Interpreting the moral drama.
Yeah, give me a moment. Yeah, because the program sheet don't have the program sheet don't have what the speaker is attempting also.
Got moral drama.
Moral drama.
Yes.
Drama.
When you do a Google interpreting reading monodrama project objective, you will see the project objective there.
Interpretive reading.
No,
Down here,
Willie, you're thinking of my other speech.
down here don't have the. Yeah, I don't have. I think to save time, we just go ahead lah.
Yes, please go ahead, Todd. I mean, let's just go ahead because I guess I had asked for all this information last night, last evening. So just please go ahead now. Thank you.
Want me to start, Joan?
Go ahead, Nicholas.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone. I know most of you are probably in the morning. For me, it's the evening. I know Todd is the same. My project today, my speech, is sharing my vision. And why I'm giving this speech is because I'm currently pursuing a high-performance leadership project. But I'm also doing something probably not as standard as most people when they think of a high-performance leadership project. And that's because I'm doing an accelerated project. Toastmasters expects you to look at something like 3, 6, even a year, 3, 6 months, even a year. I'm doing it in 6 weeks, less than 6 weeks. So I've got an accelerated program, and I have to make sure that I have a vision and a mission that really drives my team and makes sure that I'm hitting my goals in that short of a time frame. So what I am doing, I am volunteering with a new nonprofit in Canada. It's called the Canadian University Shooting Federation. I did not pick the name. And what I'm doing is I'm helping them out with all of their safety, all of their administration, and their governance. I'm very much behind the scenes, get things done, and make sure we've got the rules in place so that no one gets hurt and no one can complain because it's documented. Kind of works because I'm an accountant, right? So what I'm doing, I'm focusing on 3 key aspects. These are the core values of my project, and they are safety, accountability, and education. And it fits right into the branding and the goals and the mandate for the organization as a whole. But I guess since I'm doing a share your vision speech, I should actually give you my project vision statement. My project vision statement is to have a foundation for success where our team members, athletes, and volunteers can actively engage, participate, and thrive in the sporting and educational environment of our target shooting sports. What this actually translates to is making sure that whenever someone is participating in an event or volunteering with us or competing in a league or other competitive environment, they're safe, they know what's going on, we know what's going on, and everyone is learning and growing as a participant or as an individual in that environment. Now, how am I going to be pursuing that in this project? Well, that's where my project mission statement comes into play. Our project team's mission statement is, our mission is to provide the structural framework that makes participation in CUSF programs safe, fun, and rewarding for students, staff, and volunteers. Because regardless of the background of people participating, we want to make sure that they are safe and they're having fun. But more importantly as well, that we're able to take the information that we gathered from those events and we can reward people for participating, and we can get back to our stakeholders to make sure that they know that we are being safe and that we're providing value to them. The ultimate goal of this project is safety, but how am I going to pursue that goal for safety? Well, that's where our core values come into play again. And it's going into our action plan. I've already had my committee meeting with developing and creating a draft action plan. And our primary goal is, what safety policies do we need to have in place? How are we making sure that our participants can engage in the activities safely? How are we making sure that those who are signing up to either compete or train or volunteer to help run an event, how are we making sure that all those individuals are safe to be around as well? How are we making sure that they're trained on the safety for where the venue is, how to participate, and how to make sure that they're interacting with each other and with the public that may be attending as well? That's our big focus. But beyond that, we want to make sure that we're creating the policies and the framework for how do we get external stakeholders, funders, because we're a nonprofit organization. How are we getting funders, grants, sponsorships? How are we getting those funds in to make sure that we're helping our participants and how we can run our events effectively, but also in an accessible manner? But how are we also being able to report back to those stakeholders? How are we able to go to them and say, look, we're being safe. We're making it so that we're bringing in more people into this environment. We're encouraging people to learn and try things out. And we're helping them to be growing and being safer in their sport. So ultimately, our focus is ensuring that everyone who comes to our events, everyone who contacts us, everyone who tries out the sport, they're having fun and they're doing it safely. But it's not just about having fun, it's about education. And that's another big thing, both in increasing the safety of the participants, but educating them and taking them further, getting them so that they're going from uncomfortable in participating or unsure what to do, all the way to being sports pros, well, amateur sport pros anyways. Having fun, but also growing from a new entrant to a champion. Or for our volunteers and staff, having them grow from someone who's come to one event and helped out with setup or helped out with writing down scores to a volunteer leader, someone who's willing to go out and share their expertise with more organizations, with other groups, and really providing a growing and everlasting benefit, not only to our sport, but in other ways, because there's always a shortage of volunteers who are safety-minded and well-trained in how to run events, how to provide leadership, and how to build their own teams. And that's our focus. So again, meeting our project vision to have a foundation for success where our team members, athletes, and volunteers can actively engage, participate, and thrive in the sporting and educational environment of our target shooting sports, making sure that we're being safe, we're having fun, and we're learning and growing as a team and as individuals, both volunteers and athletes. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. This was a great team building skills that you've taught us today. It was such a wonderful start of this morning. Thank you. So now I would like to go ahead and invite our next speaker. Our next speaker is, he's going to do, the project details are as follows. He's following the old pathway, project 2, and his speech title is Thank You. Speaking in Praise. Project 2, Speaking in Praise, speech title, Thank You. And I would like to invite his evaluator, Naveen, to give out the purpose of the speech.
Hey, good morning, Toastmasters, and thank you for that, Toastmaster Joanne. Okay, the objective is for the member to prepare a speech praising or honoring someone either living or dead, address 5 areas concerning the individual and his or her accomplishment, include anecdote illustrating points within the speech. Good luck to you, Navneet. And back to you, Toastmaster.
I would like to again invite Navneet Ramachandran with the title of ACB, ALB, and TC5. Wow. And his speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. His speech title, Thank You. To you, Mr. Toastmaster Navneet Ramachandran.
Hello. A warm good morning to everyone.
Please, before you continue, sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Timer. Could you can you see the timer? And please spin the timer. Timer is Toastmaster Shelly Shanshan. Can you see her? Pin her.
All right, the timer is the one with the 4 zeros. I'm on two screen, by the way. Yep, okay.
And I guess we all know the timing sequence, right? It is Shanshan, do you want to go through the timing sequence with us, please? And since you're the timer.
All right, at the 5th minute, you will see the green color, and then the 6th minute is the yellow. Red will be at 7 minute, and then by 7:30, the screen will start flashing. All right, so you just see a flashing screen means you're over time.
Thank you, Shanshan. Thank you so much. Thank you, Toastmaster Shanshan. All right, Navneet, back to you. Sorry about that interruption. Just wanted to clarify and everybody's on the same page.
No worries. Can you hear me? And can you see me?
Yes, we can hear you as well as see you. Thank you.
A warm good afternoon to everyone. Today is a very special day. Today, we are virtually having this banquet here to honor our club, the Thales Toastmasters Club. You may be wondering what is special about this club, but let me tell you, this club was the brainchild of one person, and then it became a reality because of a persistence of few people. And then now it is a president distinguished club because of the perseverance of a lot of people. For this to happen, there is a huge list of people we need to be thanking, but I will try to concise the list. The club conceived few years back because we felt in our office there were not much public speaking and English improvement courses offered. So we thought that someone can instead use the Toastmasters platform to visit other clubs and also to create a small pool of members within our organization itself. And thus, through a lot of debates, through a lot of email exchanges, and through a lot of meetings with higher ups, we finally were able to convince our higher ups that it is indeed viable and also it is good to have this club established within the organization. And then the Gemalto, which was before a different organization, the Gemalto Toastmasters Club was born. And within few years, the club grew exponentially. The speakers, the executive committee members, everyone were doing their part to ensure that the club was able to function in a well-established way. We also ensured that over the course of time, it slowly progressed from a distinguished club to a president distinguished club, and also to maintain the status, which is the most hard aspect of any club, to maintain something which it has achieved over the previous years. So it was able to do that. And then last year, Thales acquired our company, Gemalto. So now the club has been changed from Gemalto to Thales Toastmasters Club. And even now, actually, it is not, when we actually are as part of an executive committee, for those of you who are an executive committee members here, you would have actually felt the difficulty in retaining the club members, especially during the time such as this COVID situation where we are in lockdown, we have to do a virtual meetings, and we have to make sure that the entire enthusiasm among the members is not reduced. So it's actually a very challenging time for the executive committee members as well as for the members to be in sync with each other and also to make sure that the club doesn't lose its status. But I'm very happy that we were able to overcome this tough situation, and we're still able to get the President Distinguished Club for this year as well, which was quite a big achievement considering the size of our club. And without further ado, now that I've given you a background on what the current situation and what the previous situation was, I'd like to thank the current executive committee for staying strong, for able to stand through the tough times, and also to all the members of my current club to be able to contribute even when they find a lot of challenges. For example, you are still working from home, you have a different work schedule, staggered work timings. In spite of all these challenges, you're still able to stick to us. So I'm really thankful to all the members and also to my current executive committee. Apart from this, I would also like to take this time to also thank all my previous members, all the previous executive committee who were the key reason the club is currently where it is now. So also with this regard, I also would like to invite everyone from other different clubs to also visit our club. We can share you, if you are interested, I can share you the link where we also do a similar Zoom calls. And we also have marathon sessions. If you're interested, you can also join our marathon session, which is just a few clicks away, if you understand what I mean. So we all have this power of internet. We have this awesome available tools to us like Zoom, and we have WhatsApp. So the world has actually world has become even smaller now that we have all this internet and we have this excellent productivity tools. So why don't we just make use of these tools to improve ourselves, to connect with each other, and to get to know each other better? With that, I would like to first thank our club president. I'd like to thank our executive committee members, and also all our standard Toastmasters Club members for giving me this opportunity for presenting this award to our club. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Navneet, for your speech. And I totally agree with you that this new era has brought us all together, and united we win. Thank you so much for your speech.
Thank you.
So again, I would like to go ahead with our third speaker today. And our third speaker is Naveen. And his project details are Engaging Humor, Level 4, Building a Social Media Presence. His project speech title is Hot and Cold. Hot and cold. Naveen enjoys swimming, cycling, and watching movies. So now I would like to go ahead and invite Naveen with title DL5. Wow. And his speech title, Hot and Cold. To you, Naveen.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all having a good day.
Before, could I also ask our evaluator to give the purpose of Naveen's project? Sorry about that, Naveen. Sorry. And our evaluator is Navneet. Our
Okay.
evaluator is Navneet.
Situation, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can all hear you.
Okay. For Naveen's project, building a social media presence, purpose. The purpose of this project is to apply your understanding of social media to enhance an established or new social media presence. This project includes establishing or enhancing a social media presence, and the timing for this is 5 to 7 minutes.
All right. Thank you so much, Navneet. So Naveen, there you go with your speech title, Hot and Cold. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I hope you all are having a pretty alright warm day. Here in Singapore, it's really warm. It's getting hotter. Without further ado, let me demonstrate something to you. You're the worst. You suck. You're the worst. You're the best. You're really good. You're doing good. No, you're the worst. You really are terrible. You're the best. Get on with it. You're doing good. This is what hot and cold is. You discriminate and you compliment. So there are two contrasting views to it. So I established, keep this in mind, this concept in mind. So what happened was I established my Facebook feed. I'm going to use Facebook as my de facto social media presence for this. I established my social media page in 2007, the year 2007, just as for the sake of the fun of it. You get to connect with your friends, your families, see what's going on, what's happening. And everything was going well. You don't really think much about, getting a lot of people on your social media page, or you don't need a massive amount of it. That was my thinking. And then the election year came about. And I started posting items regarding the team that I was on there. I won't elaborate because that is not necessary to the project. I started posting favorable things about my people I support, and from there my social media presence started going up. I went to news sites and started posting things favorable to my the site that I'm voting for, and my social media presence went up. But I did not criticize the opponents that are opposing the side that I support. It did grow. So from my social media presence from about in 27, it was 50 people, mostly close family and friends. Then in 2011, it went up to 200 people. From there, what I did was I started criticizing the opposing view, and it went up slightly more. So sensationalism can actually boost your social media presence. That was the negative side. So what I did was, after the election cycle, I started posting funny memes and stuff like that for people to laugh. And I started trying to get people's attention by going to news sites and making fun of the news articles to get the news site. And my social media presence increased more. To date, I have 3,000 friends, most of them whom I've never met before. But that is the beauty of social media. You don't really meet much people, but you have a lot of connections. You can look through your friends list and see that these people are there. The other thing that really boosted my social media presence was the fact that I joined Toastmasters. That year, I've gained a lot of friends, and what I did was I promoted different clubs on my Facebook page, and from there the connection started to grow. More people started to come in, get to know me, and the clubs. So basically, what happened is that it's a win-win situation, not a lose-win or a win-lose situation. We have to think that way. So what I did was during certain periods, I was stern. I did the hot method. I was stern. I posted stuff about political stuff, that I agree with, and criticize political stuff that I disagree with. So that was the really hot stuff. That was a really hot period. And then I stopped from there and I started posting things that were really amusing, funny, lighthearted. And I used this cycle on and off to actually boost my social media presence. So I have groups from different age group, different geography area, and different styles of thinking or different methods, different places of thinking. That is how I boost my social media presence. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Naveen, for such a good speech. I really enjoyed listening to it. So now we will go ahead and invite our next speaker. Our next speaker is going to talk about, is doing level 2, project 3 on innovative planning. And her project speech title is A Great Mentor That Changed My Life. Project speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. I would like to request her evaluator, Todd, to give out the purpose of the speech.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. This is presenting a proposal. The purpose statement is the purpose of the project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a proposal. The timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Oops, I see. Sorry, I think there is an error in the evaluation form. It's project 3. It's supposed to be, it's not writing a proposal. Sorry. I'm sending the file across the chat. Can you see it?
I will download it. Give me a second. Okay, so the evaluation form now reads Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose statement, the purpose of the project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. The second purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspects of a previous experience as a protege, and the timing is for 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Todd. I would like to introduce our speaker. She is the president of Mother Earth TMC. She's also an international speaker, entrepreneur, and visual thought leader who spreads the message of creative empowerment to women's groups. Wow. Her journey has taken her from IT training to marketing and leadership training to co-founding as a pioneer for visual consultancy business along with her husband. On top of that, she always makes the effort to prepare superstar meals for her family. Today, she will be sharing her story and lessons as a protege. So please join me in welcoming our speaker in group one, last speaker in group one, Irene King, President of Mother Earth TMC. Irene King.
It's Irene Kang, right?
Yes, Irene Kang. Hi. Good morning, Toastmasters of the evening. Of the morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This morning, I'm going to share with you my life stories as a protege and a mentor that actually changed my life. So back in 2003, it was one of my toughest life moments. My then ex-husband, he left me for someone which is much younger. At the departure, he also left me with a 6-digit debt, a house facing seizure, an empty fridge, as well as no milk powder, there's no diapers, and I have my 2-year-old son. Well, I was 7 months pregnant. I became a single mom. And I have to work 2 jobs, sell all the belongings I can find under a seizure house, which is almost impossible. But with the determination, I managed to hang on to my job. And I've been only able to rest for about an average of 5 hours every day. A year after my daughter's born, in the organization, school that I work, there was a change in management. There was a new CEO. It was perhaps a new beginning for our career. I was happy and delighted. Something different from about this new CEO is, in the first week, he take time to meet everybody in the department, and he have connection with everybody. He make a meeting with my whole team. We have some chats and exchange of ideas. I was surprised that he asked to have a private chat with me. And in that private chat, I was nervous, I was worried, because there were rumors about retrenchment of the new management initiative. I was certainly afraid of the security of my job. So here comes the first private chats. Dr. Chua directed me to sit on his office sofa, and he offered me coffee. Although I was trying to remain calm, I was trembling inside. As Dr. Chua sipped his coffee, he told me one of the directors actually explained my situation to him, and he wants to help me. So he asked me a question. Irene, do you have a dream? I was so lost. Me, dream? I only want to keep my job, boss. I need to clear that. I have mouth to feed. That was my reply. And he said, Irene, life is more than just work. The director says that you're looking for a third job. Now, let's sit down and go through all the struggles that you're facing, one at a time. Tell me what you're good at. Tell me what you're passionate about. Tell me the current work that you have and the things that you're doing. I took this opportunity to share all the different things that the different roles that I've taken in the organization. I was doing IT, I was training, I was doing facilitation, I was also doing marketing. He ended that session with a smile and tell me, don't give up, follow your dream. The next day, I received a letter from HR. And HR, it gave me a promotion and a transfer to marketing department where I excel. I was excited to meet my whole team and we just start to get more enjoyment at work. Now, Dr. Chua continued to see me fortnightly. He spent hours mentoring me in different areas, improving my language, doing research, asking me to read. He also brought me to field trip once a while to different hospitality in the schools, institution, and even to URA of Singapore. He wants me to get a house for my kids. That was impressive. Most amazing thing that Dr. Chua has guided me was this 5 pillars of life. This is some plan and tools that I've been using and I'll never forget. In these 5 pillars, there are family, there are health, there are personal, there are career, and the last one is spiritual. He wanted me to visualize my future. He wanted me to have a shift in my life. And he continued to guide me and groom me. With these 5 pillars, I slowly cleared my small goals and achieved my bigger goals. And I moved from being an executive to a vice president in 3 years. I'm forever grateful. During Dr. Chua's mentorship, I learned not to give up. I learned to have a dream. First, dream it. Next, plan it. Third, do it. And lastly, be consistent. Repeat it. Sad. In 2009, Dr. Chua's contract was due and he moved on to another organization. My life has changed if not for this very special mentor. And I am forever grateful to him. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Irene, for sharing your story with us. We are really privileged to listen to your story. And with this, I would like to go ahead and I guess the next is evaluation, correct, Willie? I would like to go ahead and have our evaluators evaluate all our first speakers from the first 4 group. So our first evaluator is Mr. Thomas Chen, who will evaluate our speaker, Nicholas Brown. Thomas, are you ready? Thomas? Hold on 1 second, let me ask.
Yeah.
Okay, so could you please help us to evaluate Nicholas Brown's speech? Thank you.
Okay, let me pin the timer first. Okay, good. All right, Splendid Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, especially to Nicholas. Wow, Nicholas, what can I say? You are as if that character itself, such a strong leader with a strong purpose. I will evaluate your speech through the commendations as well as the recommendations as well. So firstly, I would love to share on the commendations, what Nicholas did excellently, and that is he assumed his role with professionalism and perfection. And why do I say so? Because he started off by sharing with us the thought process of this character itself. For example, how he should create a draft out action plan, how he should understand the participants to engage safely, and minute details such as grants, sponsorship. He knows the character inside out. And not only that, he also shared about the complications this character would face. For example, the shortage of volunteers itself. So by showing us all the different elements of these characters, we are able to visualize and internalize him as if he was this character itself. Secondly, he was able to exude the emotions representative of this character with his vocal delivery and variety. He sounded like a motivated individual here to inspire the team to take action for his purpose itself. And he vocalized it in a manner that it was powerful and impactful, really clear, really focused. And finally, it was his powerful physical pose. He stood upright, chest out, and chin up to exude confidence and conviction. And he has an open gesture to remove the barriers between him and his teammates itself. Really well done on that. Now I would love to share some recommendations so that you can even fit seamlessly and smoothly into this character itself. So firstly, because this character is motivating the teammates to take up a course with specific and detailed action plan. So perhaps you can work more on the information part on how they can specifically engage and implement the strategies which he shared as well. So you could put it all together in perhaps a PowerPoint slide, or you could put it out in an infographics, be very specific and detailed, because it is as if you are talking to your teammates itself, right? And secondly, what you want to do is to also engage your team members and teammates. Ask them if they have any thoughts or if they have any point of views itself, because I'm sure the character which you are reenacting is also an engaging figure of leader who will engage his team members in terms of how they can come together to be more supportive and to be more motivating so that they can together succeed in delivering this course itself. And finally, what I will encourage you is to end off with a bang, end off with a motivational statement. For example, ladies and gentlemen, through this journey of accomplishing what we want to do, I'm sure we will face with a lot of difficulties, but it's all about rising above all of these difficulties, and it will make our mission so much more fruitful and fulfilling. So in summary, I'd like to congratulate Nicholas because he has assumed this character so well that I thought he is certainly that character itself. He exuded the emotion, powerful physical poses, but do consider to solidify the information and action plan as well as end off with a motivational bang, and I'm sure you will be a spectacular speaker. Back to you.
Thank you, Thomas. That was awesome. And I guess Nicholas has benefited a lot from that. So we will go ahead with our next evaluator. And our next evaluator is Naveen, who will be evaluating Navneet's speech. So Naveen, could you please help us to evaluate Navneet's speech? And please go ahead and pin the timer first. Hello? Naveen, are you there? Hello, Naveen? Okay, I guess Naveen is not there. So we'll go ahead with our third evaluator. We'll go ahead with our third evaluator, Navneet. Navneet, are you there to evaluate Naveen's speech?
Yes. Should I wait for Naveen to be back or?
So should we go ahead with Todd then? Todd, are you there to evaluate Irene's speech?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So Irene, are you there to listen to your evaluation?
Yes, I'm here.
Good, great, perfect. So Todd, could you please go ahead and pin the timer first so that you know whether, your timings and.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, invited guests, and especially Yureen Chang. This was a very personal and touching story. So do I believe you met the objectives of the mentoring project? Yes. And let me tell you why. First of all, you caught us right in the beginning with the hard luck story. And they always tell you when you start a story, if you're going to take them on a journey, always leave them at a high point. So you left us at the bottom of the trough, and then you built up the story creatively by showing examples how one person can make the most impact on people if they believe in them when the other person doesn't believe in them. And through your storytelling abilities, I think you more than adequately showed your mastery of the subject, and it was also a great tribute to your mentor. The only thing I would say is maybe to slow down and enunciate his name a little bit more. You mentioned him a couple times, and I'm not sure if his name was Dr. Trust or exactly what it was. So that would be one point. Since this man is so revered in your eyes, give it a little bit of time so it sinks in and settles on us. Number two, what I like to do now that we're in the Zoom environment is I talk about not only the content, the structure, and the delivery. I also have added a couple of different letters. The next one I call the E, which is the energy or life force that you use while you are presenting. First of all, you have a really good smile, and it comes through in your presentation and the way you're talking. If I could offer one suggestion, and this is part of my F, it's the frame and the face. Your face is lovely. Your smile is lovely. What I would like you to do is maybe back up about 6 inches from the keyboard. I know it makes it a little hard to type and a little bit to be interactive on the chat, but if you're a little bit further back, this would give us a little bit more perspective of your hands. Because we're so tight in the screen, we can't really gesture very much with our upper part of the body. So if you are going to stay close, I would smile a lot more, and I would also engage all the micro expressions in your face when you're there, like surprise and oh wow, and use that to the best, because now that we're tight in, we need to use those gestures more than when we just use our body and our hands and whatever. Again, if you are going to use your hands and other parts, slow it down, because the screen rate and how fast your camera can capture it and move it will take a little bit more time in the presentation. But you're well framed. You're what by frame I call it. If you can make 2 lines in your horizontal and 2 in your columns, that makes 9 squares. And how are you proportioned inside that square? Very well. There's nothing distracting behind you except a little bit to your right. There's a little bit of stuff on the wall that we can see. Yeah, and maybe if the camera did out a little bit, you could displace that. What was also really neat is you gave us a takeaway, the 5 pillars, and you also said, never give up, dream it, plan it, do it. You were a little short on time, and I would have loved to see you recapture that phrase in the conclusion. So that's what I would give you as the most strong takeaway, strong conclusion, and call to action. Well done. Keep up the great job. Take care.
Thank
Over
you
to you,
so
Mr.
much, Todd.
Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you for evaluating Irene. I would like to now go ahead and invite our next evaluator. Our next evaluator is Naveen. Naveen, are you there back, or have you? Okay, Naveen will go ahead and evaluate Navneet's speech.
Okay.
Would you please help us to evaluate Naveen?
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Especially to you, Navneet. It was an interesting speech. You know, you take us from the genesis of the opening of your club, tales, and how you need to justify the opening of your club to the management. That was very interesting. You bring us towards the importance of having a good team, and then you bring us back to having the importance of a good team time and time again. Now, the only issue I have with this speech is you didn't really hit the competency, because you're supposed to talk about the person that you admire the most. Nonetheless, I think this one we can give it a pass. But I would like you to do a speech on that next time if you can, possible. That will be a good thing. And you also acknowledge, perhaps when you acknowledge the members of the exco for your team, you might want to bring out one or two persons and highlight on their, highlight them, maybe call them by name, and tell them why, that these people are, these people are really, have really taken the helm to actually make the club grow or make the club successful in a way. Nevertheless, you actually addressed it collectively, which I think is also a good technique for this project. And being an open-minded person, I think this will also be a good way to, a good way to actually move the project ahead. And yeah, I congratulate you on finishing this project. And perhaps next time, if you do give another speech, maybe you might want to incorporate the highlighting a single person and bring out their good points and highlight it. Okay, all the best to you, Navneet, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, June.
Thank you so much, Naveen. Thank you so much for evaluating Navneet's speech. We appreciate your help a lot. We would like to now go ahead and invite our third evaluator. Our third evaluator is Navneet, who will evaluate Naveen's speech. Thank you, Navneet, for again coming up ahead and helping to evaluate Naveen's speech. We appreciate your help.
Hello, everyone. First of all, Naveen, thank you for evaluating my speech, and also for thank you for bringing in such an interesting take on social media. We all would have heard about this in stories, that social media is both, a double-edged sword. It's good, it's the bad, it can get ugly, depends on how you use it. But you had shared a different perspective on how we can use social media, and how Toastmaster also tried to help you connect with your audience or with your friends in a more effective manner. So thank you for that. Speaking of social media, we can say that currently what we are doing itself is a social media, this Zoom call. We all have a bunch of people here trying to connect with each other through speeches and through debates. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have the Facebook and Twitter, or for example, Instagram, which is more of a passive social media, wherein you post some content and you just wait for someone to just take it and then see whether they appreciate it back. So on both spectrum of social media, I'm very happy that you're able to understand that not all friends we have on Facebook are actually our friends, which you had highlighted out quite interestingly. So coming back to your speech, the topic is social media. So I will try to evaluate your speech on the item media. So you can see here, can you see this? This one is tilted, I think, or mirrored. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is we have media, which is MEDIA. Okay, so first, what is the main objective? You need to talk about your social media presence and how you can improve or what you had encountered during your social media, building your social media. So I would say that you have fulfilled your objective. You talked about your social media, how you created the account, and how it has, you did some tactics to make it better, and what you realized from that as a consequence, etc. So I would say that you understood your speech and you were able to apply it to your current topic. So I would say M is fulfilled. Then coming to E, what you excelled at. You excelled at a lot of things. Some of them, first, the thing I found the most interesting was the way you started your speech, which is you introduced the concept of hot and cold. So you were telling something about a negative perspective, and then same thing on the positive note, and then you are trying to say it as the hot and cold, which was a very interesting way to start a speech. Also, another thing which I found interesting was your speech was sticking to the strategy of basically telling how you are building your social media presence. So the content and also the speech strategy were sticking to the objective, and it was quite interesting that you were able to finish this such an elaborate topic in such a short amount of time. Now coming to D, what you can do over, or something which can be slightly improved in your next speech, is statistics. You were telling about social media. So whenever we have such topics, it's better to have something like a statistics. How your profile count or your view count or your friends count increased after doing this strategy. For example, you are using the memes as a way of trying to increase your friend list or your likes. So you could have said before that what was the current or what was the trends, and after using this strategy what was the trends. So that way also the audience can be aware of your particular experience with that particular strategy. Also, the other one which I found interesting, as I just said, was the way you also introduced or included Toastmasters in this your journey of social media. So thank you for that. Also, it was interesting to see how we are able to compare the actual people and also the Toastmasters interaction with your social media. And to the last, the area of improvement, I think you can improve on your hand gestures and also vocal variety. And also lastly, you can also try to improve your, hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, sorry, yes. Also, the last thing you can try to improve is, since this is a Zoom call, maybe you can try to position your camera in a more better way, and also try to improve the room lighting. So with this, again, an excellent speech. Thank you for your time, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Navneet, for evaluating Naveen's speech. We really appreciate your help again. And with this, we end our first group speeches and evaluations. And we will now go ahead with our second group. And the speaker first for second group is, yes, we would like to give a round of applause to all our group 1 speakers and our evaluators. And Shanshan, does everyone qualify? Everyone is within the time limit, I guess, right? With the speakers and all the evaluators are.
Okay, Joan, there is, hold on. There is no voting here, so just the timings are all posted up. All right, so just take a look at that. No votings for the speakerthon today.
All right, so as long as everyone is within the time limit and everyone has done his speeches and now learned a lot and be more confident with our speakerthon. Thank you so much for joining us, group 1, and a round of applause to everyone. Yeah. All right, so now we move on to our next group, and our next group is group 2, and group 2 speaker 1 is I would like to go ahead and introduce our speakers here. And our speaker is doing, our next speaker is doing Pathway Visionary Communication, Level 5. The project is to develop your vision, project 2, and the speech title is My Life, My Outlook, My Plan. So I will go ahead and request the evaluator, Meenakshi Chidambaram, to tell us the purpose of Ramanpreet's speech. Could you, evaluator Toastmaster Meenakshi, could you please tell us Toastmaster Ramanpreet's purpose of the speech?
Sure, John. So today, Ramanpreet, your objectives are, the purpose of this project is for the member to develop a detailed vision for his or her personal life, professional life, or an organization. The second objective is for the second speech, the member to share some aspect of the plan to implement his or her vision. Good luck, Ramanpreet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meenakshi. Thank you, appreciate your help. Now, I would like to go ahead and introduce our first speaker from Group 2. She is a chartered accountant by profession and a Toastmaster and a Kathak dancer by passion. Wow. But her most favorite role is being full-time mother to her 2 angel kids. Today, she's presenting a speech which is part 2 of project, Develop Your Vision. While the first speech of the project was about her vision, the present speech about is about the measures to execute that vision. Great. Thank you so much, Ramanpreet. So our speaker is Ramanpreet Kaur Bhatia with the title TC5 BC4. Ramanpreet Kaur Bhatia, speech title, My Life, My Outlook, My Plan. Ramanpreet Kaur Bhatia.
Am I visible?
Yes, you are.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. My philosophy in life is not only you are responsible for your life, but doing the best at this moment puts you at the best for the next moment. Very famous words by Oprah Winfrey. Live your life as if you are the hero of your own film. Make a connection between your heart and your mind. How? What is the plan? Toastmaster of the day, president of the club, and fellow Toastmasters. A very warm and hearty good morning to one and all. The first part of this project required me to write a futuristic speech, a speech about my vision for my life, a speech about my commitment as to how I want to live my life which encompasses my family, my physical well-being, my spirituality, my friends, my family, basically an integration of my personality, my abilities, maybe my skills, maybe my professional life, maybe my beliefs, maybe my social life, maybe my personal life. The present speech is about how I want to make a progression to that proposition and the final promulgation of my vision. I have made a simple plan. I am comfortable with the way I live. Very comfortable with myself because I know I'm strong. I'm persistent. I never give up any task which is put in front of me. I wake up each morning with a motive of self-improvement, with a hunger of learning. And this provides me to put my best foot forward for the next moment. Why? Because I strive to gain mastery over life's challenges by increasing my areas of influence, by de-emphasizing those areas over which I have no control. I want to live my dreams. I want to take risks in my life. I want to live a life on my own terms, which is marked by my own satisfaction and not by judgment of the society. As an ambitious individual in each walk of life, in each phase of my life, with a go-getter attitude, I strongly believed in destiny. But at the same time, in my actions, to fulfill what I want. my life's experiences, my beliefs, my attitude, my future vision of my life has instilled in me that it is imperative hard work, huge amount of faith, and phantom of courage, which make your way as a torchbearer and shape up your destiny. At the crucial uprising phase of my professional life, I chose to become an entrepreneur. I chose to take risks. At the verge of diving into a sea of challenges, facing an ocean of risk as a relatively young entrepreneur, but with the plethora of ideas, I worked hard to make my place. I worked hard and adapted myself by learning new skills, new wisdom, and where my achievements meant a lot to me. I shifted to Singapore around 4 years back as a trailing spouse, leaving behind my work, my family, my friends. I felt uprooted in a new land. But as I said, never allow waiting to become a habit. Live your dreams, take risks. Life is happening now. No excuses, no explanations. You don't win on emotions, you win on execution. My journey started with enrolling myself with the leading Indian fine art society to learn Indian classical dance, which was my childhood passion. Joining Toastmasters to continue my love and my interest in public speaking. Joining the Chartered Accountants of India Singapore chapter to continue my professional pursuits. I decided to make my way that now I will bring my professional knowledge of and expertise of last so many years into writing a series of professional articles or professional blogs. I've always believed that every action you take, every pursuit you follow, would give a new and fulfilling meaning to your existing persona. The satisfaction, the gratification that I have been trying to live a life on my own terms, where my success is marked by my satisfaction and not by the judgment of the society, has made my personality even more vibrant. It has come as a food for soul. I have made my connection between my heart and my mind. I have made a connection between my vision and my execution to that vision. Because having a vision of what you want is not enough. Vision without execution is hallucination. So go, get up, take risks, and give a solid execution to your plan and live a satisfied life. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Ramanpreet. That was inspiring. I just now want to just get out of my chair and execute all my vision. So you have really inspired my morning. So I would like to go ahead with this and invite our next speaker. And our next speaker is, sorry about that. 1 minute. I was just so engrossed in all the speeches myself. Our next speaker is Shan. Wow. And her project title is Shan, sorry about that. Oh, give me some time. Okay, the speech title is Tackling COVID-19. And the project is from Advanced Project Manual, Communicating on Video, project number 1, Straight Talk. Shanshan has already made note of the speech timings. So I would like to invite the evaluator, and that is me, to evaluate the purpose of Shan's speech. So Lishan, have you sent me your purpose?
Yes, I did. I can, it's in the email? Or I can, let me send over quickly.
Okay.
I just send you one more. Hold on.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lishan, for having patience with me. Appreciate that very, very much.
Can you help me read out the intro?
Can you just
What's
send?
that?
Yeah, your intro is with me right here.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will go ahead and introduce you then. Okay. So our next speaker is Shan from Nus Toastmaster Club. And let us now imagine that we are on in Singapore International Online English Toastmaster Club News Daily. And Shan is a biomolecular researcher at Toastmasters Infectious Disease Research Institution and has been invited to share her views on the development of COVID-19. All right, so there you go, Shan, with your speech title and how to tackle COVID-19. Shan.
Thank you for having me here today, and Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri to all. The coronavirus situation is not looking very good globally, with high rates of infection still being reported right until today. Fortunately, Singapore is rather under control, with low community spread at 11 cases as of yesterday. When it comes to COVID-19, we are all looking for a cure. And when the word cure pops out, people always think of a vaccine. In the latest development, Oxford University announced that they have successfully developed a vaccine that can protect monkeys, or more specifically, the rhesus macaques from COVID-19. With collaborations with AstraZeneca, a British drug company, they have estimated that this vaccine could be ready in 2021. It is still a rather long journey due to safety reasons and the technicalities of producing any vaccines. Besides that, there are concerns regarding the effectiveness of a vaccine as COVID-19 viruses are slowly mutating over time, as with any other viruses. Do note that one vaccine is only effective with one virus configuration due to the unique biological makeup. Thus, any large enough mutation can render a vaccine ineffective. So, to strengthen our fight with any potential new strains of COVID-19 or any other viruses, researchers have been studying on how the immune system can protect us from unknown viruses and specifically into the roles of natural killer cells. As natural killer cells count are the most important cells that naturally protect us from viruses and even cancer. When natural killer cells count drops, we will be at risk of contracting diseases, which could be the reason why 20% of the people who contracted COVID-19 fell critically ill, while the rest have rather very mild or even no symptoms at all. There are several fruits, such as citrus fruits, dark green vegetables, and oily fish that can help to maintain good immune system. While natural killer cells count can be boosted by supplements such as vitamin C and transfer factors. But all these will be not very helpful unless we lead a healthy lifestyle with enough sleep and regular exercises. So in conclusion, vaccines are indeed a possible cure for COVID-19 pandemic, but it is also not the only cure available. Other non-vaccine strategies, such as increasing the natural killer cells count, are candidates for potential long-term solution to protect us for any future unknown viruses. Finally, hope everyone is healthy and let's continue to practice good hygiene and maintain good physical distancing as it is the most effective way to avoid contracting COVID-19 as of now. So thank you very much and back to you, Joan.
Thank you, Shan. That was very I should not call you Lishan, but I should call you Dr. Yap Lishan. So you have really made an impact and helped us to tackle COVID-19. We'll take a note of all these rules that you have placed us in. Okay, so now we go to our next speaker. Our next speaker is I guess, Meena, correct? Hold on one second. So our next speaker is Meena, and I lost my introduction here. Hold on. Meena, you are going to speak on, hold on one second, because I had my, each and every meeting is a learning by itself. So I'm trying to find out your intro because I had it here right in front of me and I lost it while screen sharing. So
you want me to stop share?
That's okay. Chidambaram Meena, right here. Sorry. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Meena, okay. Meena is going to do a project on persuasive advanced communication, persuasive speaking, manual project 5. And her title is My Vision from My Club. I would like to invite her evaluator to evaluate, give us the purpose of Meena's speech. And her evaluator is Ramanpreet Bhatia. Ramanpreet, could you please give us the purpose of Meena's speech? Hello, Ramanpreet, are you there?
Muted myself. Just a moment, huh? I'm just giving that. Yes, the purpose of the speech is communicate your vision and mission to the audience. Convince your audience to work towards achieving your vision and mission. The time of the speech is 6 to 8 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you, Ramanpreet. So, to introduce Meena, Meena is a Toastmasters for 3 years. She has gained knowledge and experience and found her passion in speaking. She's the president of Thales Toastmasters Club. Wow. So Meena, there you go. Your title, My Vision for My Club. Timing, 6 to 8 minutes. Please do not forget to pin the timer before that.
Okay. Okay, so everybody can see my slides on the screen share?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, TMD of the day. Thank you, Mr. President, for arranging such a speakathon session. We have a very vivid experience and I have this chance to expose my club to all of you. I am president of Thales Toastmasters Club, but I joined the club 3 years ago, 2017. I had a 1-year break because of maternity leave and other stuff. Nevertheless, the club had always supported me. I started with Pathways, unlike everybody. Unlike the previous generation Toastmasters, I started with Pathways. But then, after coming back from maternity, I learned that I still have a chance to do my old traditional program. So I took up, and thanks to Willie for supporting me throughout in achieving my personal goal. But today, I'm not here to talk about my personal goal. I'm here to talk as the president of Thales Toastmasters Club and give you a statement and give you the purpose the Thales Toastmasters Club is here today. Actually, my vision for the club when I was put as a president was to make the club President Distinguished Club, because for the past 2 years they were already President Distinguished, and if I achieve it, it will be a triple hat trick, third time. So I took it on my shoulder and I thought, okay, it's easy, but because it's already achieved twice, and it is, if I walk on the same road, I can achieve it as well. So the vision for the club was to become President Distinguished Club. Before anything, if I say vision, the first thing that comes into my mind is a statement by Germany Kent. When the vision is clear, the results will appear. Keep your mindset positive as you work your plan. Flourish and always remember why you started. This is the first thing I take to myself whenever I talk about vision in personal career or in Toastmasters or anywhere. But there were challenges for these visions. Challenges appeared on the go. Thales acquired Gemalto. So previously, the club was known as Gemalto Toastmasters Club. Thales SG didn't have a Toastmasters Club, while Gemalto SG had one. The top management wanted one to be one, which means they wanted one club and wanted everybody to be united. They understood that Toastmasters Club is important for the learning of employees. So they supported Toastmasters Club, but they denied the proposal of having a second club. So the mission itself was to have and combine Gemalto Toastmasters Club and make it as an integrated Thales Singapore Toastmasters Club. It also includes integration of Changi and Ayaraja employees, which is geographically divided by 21 kilometers. The two sites are divided by 21 kilometers. The personal mission that I set for myself and for the EXCO team was to achieve DCP. Going forward, now I had to change and modify the vision of the club, because just by achieving President Distinguished Club, it is not easy. We have to cater to all the missions that were set by the top management for us. So from the top management's mission, we had this vision to have one TM club across two sites. Have members from both the sites, because just by having club and having members from one side, it doesn't answer to the mission. Conduct chapter meetings with two site members, and added to it, no compromise on President Distinguished Award. The timeline that me and the EXCO set for the vision were, by May 2019, we had to come up with a migration plan. This is when the EXCO didn't even take charge, but we were aware of the situation. By September 2019, we wanted to do a trial period for the integration setup. From October 2019, where we had new members flowing in, we want to run the integrated club with members from both sides. So the plan goes like this. We listen to members, the existing members first, because we propose something, and if we get opposition or a denial from the existing members, it's not a strong growth. So we did survey and listen to each and every member and their feedbacks. On the other side, we had to introduce Toastmasters, because they weren't aware what Toastmasters Club is. All that they know is there exists a club and it is for learning. So we made sure we did regular chapter meeting or a sample chapter meeting at the other site to introduce Toastmasters to them. We also did the exploring of possibilities for conducting chapter meeting among the two site members. Also, we never left back the planning for future. To keep track of the vision, we had status check. We created a platform to discuss, which was WhatsApp. We organized regular committee meetings. We did analyze the outcome after each step to keep track of our vision. We communicated to the members the proposed changes well ahead. and kept it a regular communication. So we accomplished the mission. Yes, we achieved 9/9 goals for DCP in April 2020. We did monthly twice collaborative meeting with 80% of attendance. We did future planning with one-site members appearing online because to travel 21 kilometers and get back to work was very hard. So we settled to conduct fusion meetings. Conducted online contest, and we are proud that our member reached district level on table topic contest. We have also built a new team. Not last but not the least, we also have helped 4 members in achieving ACS by organizing speech marathons. So, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters of clubs, leaders of other clubs, listen to me. If you have your vision clear, if you dedicate yourself to achieve that vision, whatever challenges you get in between, definitely you're going to achieve it. As Tyler's Toastmasters Club, we have done the part. I challenge you, you can do it as well. If you are an incoming leader, go ahead, plan the program for your club. Make it possible for your club. Prepare the vision, work on it, set up goals, and do regular status checks, and there you will be. To conclude, we are as strong as our weakest link. Identify and improve to be successful. With that, thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Meena, for ending with a strong theme of how we have to identify our links and our weaknesses, and we have to continuously work on to be successful. It was an inspiring story as such. So with that, we would like to conclude our first group, and we will now invite all our evaluators to evaluate. Before that, I would like to ask Shanshan whether all the speakers qualify. Shanshan, do all the speakers are within the time limit, correct? Shanshan? All right, so we will go ahead and invite our first evaluator. And our first evaluator is Meenakshi, who will be evaluating Ramanpreet's speech. Meenakshi, would you again go ahead and evaluate? Come on the screen and help us to evaluate Ramanpreet's speech.
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
So Ramanpreet, first of all, congratulations for completing your project successfully. I will be evaluating you on the sandwich approach. Your positives, your negatives, and end with positives. First of all, you did justice to the speech objective. You had given us pointers to achieve the vision. You having a standing posture is completely different from other speakers of the day. It made me think, oh, I should try this next time. Thank you for doing it. It was easy for you to do hand gestures as you were standing, and your hand gestures were your most positive point. You had a very good expression, and especially when you said, I had 2 kids and I was a lovely mom, or you said, I was trapped. All those expressions were excellent. Your opening was marvelous because you referred to Oprah Winfrey. You had also not missed addressing the team and the president. You said welcome or good afternoon or good morning, which is a good note, because when we tend to start with question or interaction, we tend to forget this introduction. So which you haven't forgotten, and you did it the right way. But I still have some recommendations for you. Sometimes you have an accented English. When you say continue, I think there is a bit of accent there. If you can remove that, you would be a world-class speaker. Your pace was excellent, but when you get emotional in delivering the speech, you tend to be a bit faster. So you have to practice on that part. But one thing that I want to recommend you is your vision. I was trying to look out for your vision, but the clarity came to me only at 3rd minute. So rather, you would want the audience to know what your vision was at an earlier point in your speech. Each sentence is good in its own way, but the connection for some of the sentences were not there. So you want to little bit reorganize your speech. Your conclusion was excellent, and your voice modulation was the best of all. You are a wonderful speaker, and you did justice to your speech. With that, I thank you for giving us a mind-opening and visionary speech, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Meena, for evaluating Ramanpreet's speech. Now I would like to go ahead and evaluate Lishan's speech. Lishan, I would like to go ahead and evaluate Lishan's speech. So Lishan, are you there? Okay.
Thank you.
Great. So Lishan, you did, just to start off with, let me first go ahead and pin my timer right there. Okay. So Lishan, you did an awesome job. I couldn't even know that you are not a doctor. In fact, you're an engineer, right, by profession, but you did that role playing so well. Your backdrop, the energy that you put in your speech, the non-verbal communication that you communicated with us was awesome. We all know that non-verbal communication, in fact, counts more than the verbal communication, right? 97% is more delivery, and it's almost like, 7% or probably 91%, but certainly 90% is non-verbal communication, and 7 to 10% is just verbal communication. So you did awesome on that. Your research was also great. And you identified how natural killer cells are really important. And right now, if there's no vaccine, we have to really work on our immune system, boost our immune system. You went on telling us how the vaccine is not yet curable, so we really need to focus on us. So that was great. Your facial expressions, your eye contact was awesome. In order to take you to the next level, though, I would like to encourage you to do a couple of things. Let's start off with 2 things, just 2 I would like to denote here. One is have a good start. For example, start with a story, start with a quote, or start with a humor, or something which will really connect with the audience. For example, how many of you have experienced this boosting of natural killer cells will help you to boost your immune system and help you to deplete or give away or reduce COVID-19, something like that. So start with a quote or start with a engaging question. And second, have a personal story in your body somewhere. Just like, have you ever experienced, or have you yourself been through where you have taken some, improved your immune system, and that has helped you to at least reduce some cough or cold? Or have you seen somebody who has done all this, taking all this immune system, maintain social distancing, and or taken all this vitamins and citric acid vitamins or vegetables, and how that has helped in order to improve their natural killer cells and boost their immunity? So have a personal story. So anyway, all in all, you had a great energy, great nonverbal expressions and great facial expressions. To take it to the next level, I would encourage you to have a good opening and at least one story somewhere. Thank you so much. And back to me again, Toastmasters of the day. All right. So with this, we conclude our second group. And I would like to go ahead and invite our third group speakers.
Sorry, Joan, I have to get my evaluation done.
I thought you did, right? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I am going a little ahead.
I am to evaluate Nina, so.
Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes. We have the third evaluation. Thank you so much. So please go ahead and pin the timer. The timer is Shelly Shanshan. And please go ahead and evaluate Mina's speech. Apologies, yeah.
Okay, Nina, I would just want to start that speak in such a way that others love listening to you and listen in such a way that others want to speak to you. Toastmaster of the day, club president, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Nina. Very warm morning to all of you. Nina, before starting your evaluation, I would just like to inform you, because when I heard your introduction that you are the president of Fellow Toastmasters Club, I just wanted to communicate my husband is CFO Teles Singapore. So, I mean, when you started with your story about the acquisition of Gemalto by Teles, I am very much well aware of this. Although my husband is not a part of the Toastmasters, he's a part of Marine Parade Toastmasters Club. But very well, I can connect with your story. First of all, let me tell you what are the areas in which you excelled, and you totally floored us with your speech. Your speech was well and subtle structured. I like the structure of your speech where you mentioned how you went on maternity break, then you came back, and then you joined the Toastmasters Club, and you were faced with the challenge to make it yet another year of achieving the President Distinguished Club. That's a huge challenge. And you went on explaining this vision that you had and the measures that you started taking, the difficulties that you found, and finally that you were able to achieve that. So overall, I feel your structure was, your speech was well structured and very well communicated to us. You presented us with the slides, which was again a marvelous thing, because the speaker can have both views. They can see you also and they can watch the slides also. These were the good things. But then there are a few recommendations that I want to give you. When I say that it's good to use the slides, yes, it is good, but I think in an online mode, when we are conducting a Zoom meeting and when we are watching it on laptop, the attention is divided between your slides and between the speaker, because then the speaker goes in a very small view and one cannot see the full expressions of yours. So that is one thing which I want you to improve upon. Second thing is, I always prefer that whether it's an online speech or whether it's a physical speech, you should always stand up and address the audience. So that is the way the Toastmasters have to work. I mean, of course, you can adapt with by sitting also, you can give expressions, but then when you are standing, you give a clear view of yourself, you give a clear view of your expressions. So that is another thing. Then I think you should work more upon making an eye contact, because that is one such hindrance that all of us, the Toastmasters, we are facing, that how, because in a live space, we are talking to so many people, but then when we are giving an online speech, we have to focus on the webcam. So that is one thing which you should improve upon, and plus a bit of vocal variety. I mean, your speech was good, but then give a more drama to your challenges, to the achievements. So overall, good speech. We just focus on the recommendations. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Ramanpreet. That was good evaluation. Appreciate all this. It also helped me. All these evaluations help all of us, right, to improve our own public speaking skills. So I would like to now go ahead and call this as end of group 2 speeches. And now we would like to move on. Before that, let's, so everyone qualifies, evaluators, and everyone qualifies within the time limit. So that's great. Can we, so Shanshan is requesting us to take a quick 5-minute break. So before that, we would like to give a big round of applause to group 2 speakers and evaluators. And keep up the good work, keep joining Speakathon and help to improve your public speaking skills. Thank you so much. And we will just take a quick 5-minute break. We will be back at 11:59 and start. Okay, thank you. Take care.
It's 59.
Hello?
Oh,
Hello, Lishan. All
hey,
right.
John.
All right. So should we start off with our group 3? All right. So our group 3 timer is Lishan. And we have 4 speakers here. Jane, Abhirami, I'm sorry, 3 speakers, Jane, Abhirami, and Lishan Shan. So before that, Lishan, would you please tell us the timing sequence for the speakers?
Hi, I'm not too sure the project. Maybe the evaluators or the speakers can
No,
tell
just
me.
tell us, is it 5 minutes? Is it
Oh,
5?
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
The overall sequence.
Ah,
Yeah?
okay, okay. So the first card will say the usual 5 to 7 minutes. For a 5 to 7 minute speech, at 5 minutes the green card will be shown. At 6 minutes the yellow card will be shown, and at the 7 minute you see this, and you have to wrap up your speech within 30 seconds. So if you overran, you hear this ding 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 ding. Yeah. The bell is ringing. Yeah.
Thank you, Lishan. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Please
your
help
help.
to pin the timer.
Yes, I will tell, yes, certainly. I will remind. Okay.
Thank
So
you. All the
we will-
best.
Yes, thank you so much. So now we will start off with our 3rd round of speakathon. And we have our first speaker is Jane. And unfortunately, I don't have her speech details. Sorry. So, Jane, are you there? Jane?
You can skip.
Jane, are you there? I don't know whether she's there. So, let me check. So should we go ahead with the next?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Then we will go ahead with the next speaker then. The
Yes.
next speaker is Abhirami. Abhirami, are you there?
She's not here. So I think you can skip.
Okay, so we will go ahead with our next speaker then. Shelly Shanshan. Shelly Shanshan, are you there, right?
Oh boy.
Is that Shanshan? I don't recognize her.
All right. So Shelly Shanshan is here with us and the most hardworking member of Singapore Online Toastmasters Club. So the project of her speech is Pathway Leadership Development, Level 2, Understanding My Leadership Style. And her project title is, Am I a Follower or a Leader? And her evaluator is Abhirami, but I guess Abhirami is still not back, right? So Thomas, can you help evaluate Shelly Shanshan's speech?
Sure, it will be my pleasure to do so.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Thomas, for stepping up. And now we have Shan Shan, who will be talking about her speech, Am I a Follower or a Leader? And let me help, please give me the privilege to introduce her. She joined, Shelly Shanshan is a club president of Division D director, and she has joined Toastmasters to conquer the fear of public speaking. And hoping to wander about soon. Okay. Nishanchan, don't do that. All right. So we want to now hear about her project. Am I a follower or a leader? So to you, Li Shanshan. Sorry, can Li Shanshan pin the timer before that?
It's already pinned.
Yes, and Thomas, could you please tell us the purpose, or do you have the purpose of her speech? No, right?
I don't. So maybe Shanshan, you can share instead.
Okay, wait. Let me
Shanshan is leading by doing that, and I'm following.
Okay, let me see. This will be where it goes. Can't find that thing. Okay. Okay, let me just pull it out. Give me a moment. All right, the purpose statement for this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership styles or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. Okay. Wow, the stack of papers Thomas has. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right, let's see. Okay. I'm ready to begin. If everybody's ready, just give me a thumbs up or anything.
I can
Okay.
hear you. I can hear you well. Yeah.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, am I a follower or a leader? I would say I am both, because according to the survey that was done when you take on this project, you come up with like coaching, you come up with democratics, affiliation, you come up with various styles. But I realized that my leadership styles somehow is not in these few areas, although coaching, democratic, pace setting seem similar. But a case in point, this year, one of my 2 clubs has achieved the perfect 10. And I am hoping that the other club would take on the perfect 10 as well. We are just 1 point shy. And I'm very hopeful that we can manage to do that. However, when we were talking about perfect 10, it sounds perfect, right? Sounds difficult, but what can we do? Over the years, my home club has been ups and downs. We were select distinguished in 1 year. We were just distinguished in 1 year. We were back to select in another year. We were back to distinguished in another year again. So there's a lot of ups and downs. And this year, we actually managed to hit the 9 out of 10 goals. And we're just 1 goal shy. So what I decided to ask is, during this, what we call lockdown, or in the Singapore terms, the circuit breaker terms, what we will do is we have live interviews. I know some of you have seen the live interviews that we have done with the club presidents, the mentors, and just tonight we'll do another one with our members. Over the past few days, we also have a lot of posters. We have a lot of pictures on our Facebook page as well. And from that, we actually also gain up 3 members to our new clubs. And they'll begin their icebreaker soon for our June meeting. And I was wondering, did I set the tone to get the new members, or did I just set it out to say that I would like to achieve the President Distinguished Club this year? No, I didn't. I didn't set it up. I just let it run naturally. What I did was setting out that, okay, we need to get the meeting runs. We need to get the projects done. And last year in October, a couple joined the club. But after the icebreaker, work, marriage, family got into the way. They hadn't done any project since. So what I did was to just to keep in touch with them, get them to realize that we are thinking of them and we are getting them ready. If they are not ready, let it be. If they are ready, they will come to you for opportunities. But if they are not ready, no matter how you force them, no matter how you ask them, no matter how you ask them to do anything, they will not be able to do it, because first thing, time, and they are not that ready. So try not to force members who are not ready to do their speeches. Gently ease them into the art of public speaking. So basically, my leadership style is to follow the needs of the club and not the needs of the needs of the whole division or whole area, but basically the needs of the club. What the club needs is to survive. What the club needs is to get members in so that the numbers remain strong, and of course for sustainability, so that the next time the next term comes in, the next round, the continuity is there, so that members see that, wow, you have such a great way of maintaining members, great way of concerning about the members. Slowly and surely, they will come to you for opportunities instead of you rushing after them, chasing after them, and no matter how, you get a zero response out of them. Always, always try to be thinking of them, not thinking of the club. Let's say, for example, no matter how you try, no matter how you do it, they will not do a speech. What can you do? Other opportunities? Let other members try, or let other people try. So that you find that in the clubs, you have different varieties. Try and try again to get the members to speak. But of course, priority when you plan the meetings is always to the members. Only when the members are not really that active or not actively seeking opportunities, you somehow or other think that, okay, maybe timing is not right, maybe they are still busy at work or something. So you pass it on to others or other divisions, other club members, or even other people from other clubs. From there, you are able to see, okay, ready, they are ready, then you continue on. So leadership styles to me is a bit tricky because I usually take the leadership style and follow the gut feel. The gut feel that I have according to what the members needs, according to what the division needs. So that at least we can plan it out. If, let's say, for example, the leaders are not reacting to the members, you will see that slowly and surely they'll get burnt out. And they will also not be that active anymore. So ladies and gentlemen, my leadership style is actually a mixture of all the leadership styles, or basically following the gut feel and the needs of the members in the club. So think about it and see how your feeling goes. Because in a way, everybody leads differently. So I would say, depending on the situation, I can be a follower. Depending on the situation, I can be a leader. Thank you for listening to the speech, and back to you, John.
Thank you, Shan. You are really so adaptable, and I want to take that skill from you of being adaptable continuously and adapt to the needs of the club. And that's how the club will survive, and we all will survive, correct? If the club survives. So with this, I would like to go ahead and invite our last speaker from this group. And our last speaker is doing Planning 1, Level 2, Project 3. And her speech title is When I Was Lost. I would like to invite her evaluator, and her evaluator is, can I ask Willie to evaluate, because I'm not yet sure Abhirami is back. Who would evaluate Shinbai's speech?
Go, Willie.
Yeah, I know. Opening the PDF. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster evaluation mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of our previous experience as a apology. Time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you so much, Willie, our club president. And I would like to now introduce our last speaker of this group. Shinva has been a Toastmaster since 2018. She always wanted to learn how to be a good speaker. So to you, Shinva, and the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Please tell us about your speech title more, and her speech title is When I Was Lost. Thank you. Please tell us how did you manage that? Thank you so much. And please go ahead and pin the timer before that.
Is everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see you as well. Can you please pin the timer before you start your speech?
Yeah,
all right.
done.
Thank you so much, Shinvai. Thank you.
Are you feeling lost, helpless, stuck, do not know what to do next? No matter which stage of life, do you need someone who can guide and lead you to move forward? Do you have someone who you trusted and experienced that you can turn to when you need advice or help in your job or for your personal life? Good day, fellow Toastmaster of the day, Mr. President. I would like to share with you my experience when I was a mentee. Before that, please allow me to share with you who is mentor and what is mentorship. A mentor is someone, can be anyone, your friend, your boss, that you trusted and experienced that you can turn to when you feel you are lost or helpless. A good mentor possesses the following criteria. Number one, willingness to share their skills, experience, and expertise. Number two, they serve as a role model. Number three, always provide constructive feedback. And the list go on. How about a mentorship? A mentorship is a two-way relationship. It is not a transaction. Therefore, don't march up to someone and ask for advice. It takes time to build the relationship and connection, a genuine connection with someone you admire. I remember vividly when I started my job. There is no mentor assigned to me. Therefore, I just do on my own way. I have one senior. Her name is Jo. She was quiet but observation. We hardly speak to each other. As a newbie at workplace, I feel helpless sometimes because I face many challenges. When I'm lost, helpless, struggle, Jo came up to me. I shared with her. I was struggling to manage my time and I couldn't focus on my job. Jo told me to prioritize and do not do many things at one go. She also advised me to set a time limit to complete a task and eliminate all unnecessary tasks. Ultimately, I was back on track and I moved on. Since then, Jo and I meet frequently. Each time, I share with her my issue in my workplace, in my life, and how could I manage them better. Jo's feedback never failed to help me to see things from many perspectives. She also threw me a lot of questions and lead me to think out of the box and think from different perspectives. Since then, I realized that my view, my approach on certain method has changed and improved. So, as time goes, Joe has become my mentor and of course, my friends. At Toastmaster, mentoring is a very important segment. You can see Toastmaster mentor, Toastmaster member mentor each other. We always at someone back, or someone always at our back. My recent experience as a mentee in Toastmaster when I wanted to start my Pathway project. One of my senior, Hardy, was assigned to me as my mentor. He created a WhatsApp group and guide me along the way how to start the pathway. Ultimately, I managed to finish my chapter project 1. When I need help or advice, she will always be there. She advises how to be a good speaker, how to improve from one project to another project. I'm grateful that when I was lost, there's always someone at my back. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Shinwai. That was very touching. And I hope we all have someone like your mentor. And we pray for that. Thank you. So now we would like to go ahead and invite our next speaker. Our next speaker is Jane. Is Jane back? Okay, I don't think so she's back. Is Abhirami back? Is Abhirami here? All right, so I guess Abhirami is not there. So let's go ahead and ask for the timing sequence from our timer. And I guess, does everyone qualify, Lishan?
Yeah, everyone qualifies.
Okay, great, perfect. So now we will go ahead and request our evaluators to evaluate our speakers. So first we have Thomas Chen, who will evaluate Shelly Shanshan's speech. Thomas, are you there? Okay, great. Can you help us to evaluate this morning our Shelly Shanshan speech?
Are we doing the timing sequence or something?
Yes,
first?
so could you please go ahead and pin the timer?
So the timing will be at 2 minutes, you'll see the green card. At 2.5 minutes, you see a yellow card. At 3 minutes, red card. And then at 3.5 minutes, you hear the bell ring. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lishan.
All right, splendid Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, especially to Shanshan. Today, Shanshan touched on a thought-provoking topic. Am I a leader or follower? And I'm sure many of us right here has that same thought as well, because it is two different elements, yet they can be so complementary at the same time. I shall evaluate her speech to start off by sharing what made her a leader in public speaking and speech crafting itself. So firstly, she used examples that are relatable and applicable, namely Toastmasters itself, which all of us are experiencing right now. And hence, we know the context of which she built the framework on. Things such as membership, things such as encouraging people to clear projects. All of us have some preconceived knowledge of what she's going to share, and hence, it makes it easier for us to understand what she's going to say. And secondly, it was the wealth of examples and different situations which she elaborated and elucidated on. Why would I say this is important? Because us as a person, we are defined by numerous experiences and situations, not just a particular experience. And so she shared about different concepts such as the live interview itself, or how a couple which signed up for a membership wasn't able to commit, or how it can be tricky to manage the membership system itself. So she touched on all of these different elements which will consolidate to who she is today as a leader who is her actions on her gut feel itself. And finally, what she did was the usage of body gestures, because many of us, we are limited by the space we have, but she chose to readjust and reposition herself and put on a power pose so that she can deliver her message with more conviction and more confidence. So really well done on that. So now I would love to share some recommendations so that Shanshan is not just a leader, but also an influential leader. So I understand you use Toastmasters as a foundation to build the premise itself, but what you can consider to share is the applications of your leadership skills outside of Toastmasters context itself, because your life journey don't just ends at Toastmasters. It ends at, there's also your personal life, there's also a professional life. So what are some commonalities between these two elements? Share it with us so that we can understand you on a more profound and prolific level. And secondly, what I encourage you to do is to design and deliver a solid call to action for the audience itself, so that we know that you are addressing us as well, and we have some learning lessons to bring back with us. So is to encourage, be a leader or are we a follower, or to find out our different leadership styles, or to find out the application of these different leadership styles. What are the call to actions of your speech? Share with us the call to action so that we can kickstart our action in the leadership journey. And finally, share with us what is next for you. What is next for a leader for you? And because you have ascended to a new role, what are the implications of it? So in summary, I'd like to congratulate Shanshan, amazing speaker who shared with us an applicable context as well as use a multitude of examples to share. But do consider to share with us the applications of leadership outside of Toastmasters, as well as what is next for you and some call. And I'm sure you will be a spectacular leader.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. It's a pleasure to always listen to your evaluations. And so now we will all go ahead with our next evaluator. And our next evaluator is Mr. Willie Lowe, who will evaluate and he will evaluate our next speaker. So Willie, would you like to go ahead and come and evaluate Shinwai?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, especially to Toastmaster Shiwi. You started your speech by asking a question to create the engagement. Next, you introduce what is mentoring. The next part, you start your story, your personal, you use words of different perspective in your speech. You share your experience of a mentee in a Toastmaster Club, where your mentor coached you on your first project speech, the icebreaker. Area of improvement, slow down. Drink a cup of water to clear your throat before you speak. You can share one more experience in your speech so that you can make use of the 2 minutes, that 2.5 minutes that you have. Your speech timing is 5 minutes and 55 seconds. And your closing, you need to summarize your experience as a mentee, and then pass the control to the TME so that we can know the flow, because the ending was a bit faster. Over back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Willie. That was a pleasure again to listen to good evaluations today. Thank you. So now with that, we come with the end of our Speakathon morning session. And I would like to thank Willie, our president, as well as the others for giving me this opportunity to be the Toastmasters of the day this morning. And I believe everyone has qualified for evaluation, Willie as well as Thomas. Everyone is within their time limit. So that's great. And so our next step would be to have so I hope you all enjoyed a splendid morning listening to our all awesome speeches and evaluations and learned a lot. And I would like to now hand over to our next Toastmasters of the day, who's Shelly Shanshan. And Willie, what would be our next step now? Would you kind of give us, we should take a break for...
We will take a break for 30 minutes since the next speaker will only come in at 1 p.m. So I will pause the recording and
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Okay, if everybody's ready, welcome to the second half of the session, which is the PM session in terms of our side. Time now is 1:18 p.m. and we'll begin with the session with our two speakers who are here in the meeting, Vikana as well as Angela and also Alicia. All right, if everybody is ready, I will go ahead and ask the evaluator to evaluate, to read out the purpose statement for Vikana's project. Todd, if you please.
Can you help me?
Okay, so just quickly to remind me, what speech am I looking for Vikana? Am I looking for a humorously speaking or a specialty speaking one here?
According to what I've sent you, the objectives read out to be that I am giving, uplift the spirit. So the notes to the evaluator, purpose of this project was for the speaker to present an 8 to 10 minute speech that designed to rephrase the emotional consensus of the audience in terms of their beliefs, values, sentiments, and in a language and style appropriate to the occasion. In addition to your oral evaluation, please give written answers to the questions below.
Okay, I see those. I got that one now. Thank you. That was the Word document.
Yes, that was the Word document. Yes, sorry. But sometimes we just move along with what we have, right? So those were the objectives. I have to give uplifting speech, which can, Todd, would you like to give my title of my speech? And I can do a quick self-introduction as I did not send that out to you.
I don't see your title on this document.
Okay, sorry. So the title of my speech is Just Do It. Vikaran likes to live in the moment and says nothing ventured, nothing gained. And today he is going to be speaking about he's going to be presenting from the specialty speeches manual, speech number 2, which is uplifting talk. So I guess back to me to give that speech.
Hold on, Vikana, hold on. Right, timing sequence, Lisian, are you ready with the timer?
What's the timing sequence for this project?
Your project
8
is
to 10.
10.
8 to 10.
8 to 10. Okay.
So 8, 9, 10.
Okay, can.
All right, so Vikana, if you are ready, before you begin, please pin the timer and then you're all set to go.
Yep. Before I have you start me off and the clock starts ticking, as I am planning to cater my speech for the people who are actually listening, so I do need you guys to just unmute your mic for a bit for my first few questions, which I ask you guys. After that, please do go ahead and mute yourself back. Otherwise, some other sounds may get picked up, okay? So if each of you guys could just go ahead and unmute your mic, just so that we know that we don't have any technical issues. I will see them getting unmuted on each of your screens. I see Alicia is done. I see Shanshan. I see Chu Ling.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I have a couple of people. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. My speech title is Just Do It. Nothing is impossible. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to each of you in a minute or less and ask you, what have you been working towards? You can share with me whether it is something which you need motivation on or something which you're hoping to get inspired on. And I am going to use those and give it back to you on how you can actually help achieve those goals or help achieve what you've set out to do. So I see a couple of mics unmuted. Let me start with Shanshan as I see her mic unmuted. Can you share something where you need motivation or inspiration on?
Currently is inspiration on how to not to get my cakes burnt in the air fryer.
Cakes not burnt in the air fryer, okay. What happened? What about, we have a couple of other mics. I have Alicia also unmuted. So if I can have you, please share with me something.
Okay, ever since we had the circuit breaker in Singapore, I've become a bit disorientated because I used to be a workaholic. Now I can't go to office. I can't see my clients. Everything got to be online. See, my hair is so messy. Can you offer me some solution? Thank you.
So, am I working on your hair problem or your interaction problem? I just need clarification on
head problem. Head problem.
Hair.
Mental.
Oh, mental. Okay, mental. Get peace with yourself. Okay. And we also have Chu Ling. Can I have you please share with me real quick something? So I have 3 people I can quickly share.
I've been Toastmaster for many years, but I could not speak well.
Okay. Okay. So I have 3 areas where people are either looking for motivational or inspiration. If I can have you guys please just mute your mics, that'll be great. One was Alicia was looking, Shanshan was looking for cakes not being burnt. Well, we can look at it in a slightly different way, which comes into the cooking area. Alicia will be for mental fitness, and for Chung Ling Lee, it is TM speaking. So let's quickly talk about that. I think Angela has hijacked the screen, but that's okay. What I need you guys to is just focus on me. What I say is nothing is impossible. Everything can be done. You can just go do it. It is you who is stopping yourself. When people think of the words impossible, they don't realize it's the word I am possible. So, what is the difference between motivation and inspiration? Motivation is like a driving force. Say, for example, if I wanted to get motivated to lose weight, you need several motivations to help you get there. While if you inspire to pick up a new role, you need several different steps. First of all, I need to differentiate the difference between motivation and inspiration. And the difference between the two is quite big. Motivation, you constantly need it over and over again. Say, for example, we had Miss Lee who said she wants to become a better TM speaker. So you would need more motivations for each speech. And what that ends up happening is when you need motivation for each speech, you slowly build up to finish your manual. Motivation is very similar to taking a bath every day. We go take a bath every day. It's the same way you need motivation on your daily Toastmaster exercise or right before you start giving a speech. Okay? There are several quotes I'll be sharing with you later on. on how to get motivated. Not only that, when we look at mental fitness for Alicia, let me talk to you about inspiration. Now, inspiration is something which you would do to change your lifestyle. Or for mental fitness, it will be, how do I start thinking in a different way so that I'm more active, more agile? How do I get that energy? I'll wake up and I'm ready to go. I don't get to see my clients. I don't get to interact with other people. But what will bring me that happiness? Well, neither for motivation nor for inspiration is there one magic pill. There's not something which I can just tell you, you start doing this and you will be golden. No. Especially for inspiration, it is a lot of small steps, because what happens in inspiration, it is a long journey to help you get there. When you start making those small steps, that's when you start realizing that you are starting to get to your goal. Inspiration also needs motivation to get you there. Inspiration is something which you envision and go towards. Both are goal-driven. Motivation is goal-driven, inspiration is goal-driven. Motivation is something which asks you to get driven to the spot immediately. Inspiration is something where you have to work with all these small steps to get you further along in your journey. Motivation is something which is also used by coaches to spur their teammates to get further into the match and to win the match. It's to bring home the trophy. Inspiration is for you to be more relaxed at home, so that if you get irritated during a meeting by a colleague or by a boss, how quickly you can turn off that steam into being ice cool. So there is a difference between the two. Now for Shanshan, she said she doesn't want her cakes to be burned. How do I motivate her? Well, that is a slightly tricky one. I would have to say I'm a little dumbfounded as to how to come up with something about cakes not getting burned. Because there's cause and effect. There could be, the oven temperature could be too warm, or you're not paying close attention. Now, if you said that you need motivation on how to make better cakes, I could help you with that. But on motivating you on not to burn cakes, I would have to just say, you need to keep an eye on the timer. There are two things which could be going wrong. Either your oven is running too hot, and that's why your cakes are getting burned, or your timing sequence is a little too long, and that's why things are getting burned. Let me actually end up talking about a couple of quotes from some famous people. Now, I'm going to start with inspirational quotes. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. So the moment you are being yourself, you will start enjoying how you live life. Okay? Don't try to copy other people. Now, this quote is by Oscar Wilde. He's a famous person. Next one is from Mahatma Gandhi, another inspirational quote. Be the change you wish to see in the world. So if you want to start making certain changes, start being the change yourself. Once you become the change, other people will also start changing. And the last one, which I love, which is another inspirational one. You gotta dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. And that's by William Perky. So if you just think that there's nobody going to be judging you and you want to just live your life the way you want it to be, go ahead. Couple of motivational quotes. It's only after you've stepped outside your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. That's by Roy Bennett. Till you don't get out of your comfort zone, you won't know. The other one is dare to be. When new day begins, dare to smile gratefully. When there is darkness, dare to be the first to shine a light. When there is injustice, dare to be the first to condemn it. When there's something difficult, dare to do it anyway. When life seems to beat you down, dare to fight back. When there seems to be no hope, dare to find some. When you're feeling tired, dare to keep going. When times are tough, such as now, dare to be tougher. When love hurts you, dare to love again. When someone is hurting, dare to help them to heal. When another is lost, dare to help them to find the way. When a friend falls, dare to be the first one to extend a welcoming hand.
Ding, 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 ding.
When you cross paths with another, dare to make them smile. And when you feel great, dare to help someone else feel great too. And when the day has ended, dare to feel you've done your best. Dare to be the best you can at all times and dare to be it all. And that's by Steve Margoli. That kind of brings me up to the end of my speech. Thank you so much for listening. But on my project sheet, it said 10 to 12 minutes. I know you guys went 8 to 10, but my project sheet said 10 to 12. So back to you, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, that means it's 11 minutes, 20 seconds. Sorry about the timing.
No problem.
Okay, there's been a confusion for the timing, so I just want to note all that. And thank you for the motivation. Yep, I will set my timer and I'll check the timers for the FRA as well, because sometimes FRA and convention ovens are different.
Oh, okay,
Right.
sorry. I misinformed you. It is 8 to 10 minutes. My apologies. I looked at something wrong. I do take it back.
Okay, Angela, let's go on for it first. So now the next speaker will be Angela Lansbury from Bridal Heights Advanced and SG Online. So now she will share with us her project on the high performance leadership. Title of the project is Lesson Learned. Was my workshop a success? Timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Angela, if you are ready to proceed, but before that, please pin the timer.
Can you see the timer, Angela?
Okay, Angela, please unmute yourself first.
Can I just check the sound? Can you hear me at this level?
Yes, it is. All right, Angela, if you're ready, take it away.
Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests, would you be daunted when you were told that you had to create a workshop lasting 2 hours on pathways? I was daunted. The aim of this workshop, furthermore, was to raise money for Division S. I had 3 major learnings from this, which I would like to share with you at the very start, because I could talk for an hour and I might get cut off before I get to the end. So here are my most important learnings from this workshop. Number 1, first lesson, fix the date first, fix it early. Second, if you're doing a demonstration on pathways which people have to participate in, remind them to bring along their laptops and, most importantly, to bring along their passwords. Thirdly, if you want to collect money for something, find somebody within your group who can set up Paylar so that people can pay, because you will find that if you're collecting money in person, some people don't have the cash, some people have got the cash, but they're worried they will run out of cash in the rest of their day. And some people are not sure about their bank account or your bank account. It's just quicker to have Paylar. So those are the 3 most important things. Now, I have 20 slides and I made a mistake. My first mistake was I did a little presentation for 5 minutes. Then I decided to upgrade my slides for a 1-hour presentation. So you're going to have to bear with me with the long slides. My next slide is motivation. I had a lot of help. The first person who helped was my husband. I said, I have got so many tasks. Let me show you my tasks. They've run away. I had 20 tasks. I said to my husband, I've got 20 problems. My husband said, they are not problems, they are tasks. That made it much easier. Secondly, I had advice from Eric, who is a DTM and a division trainer. He said, ask if you need help, people will help you. The third thing I learned was that you can find out what your division did last time, if they did this project before, and you can find out if anybody else is doing it at the same time. Find out what they're doing and copy them. Don't worry about copying somebody else, because by the time, if you're creative like me, you've added all your own things, it won't look anything like what they're doing. Finally, get started, just do it, as Nike said in their advertising. The sooner you meet the obstacles, the sooner you will overcome them. The most important thing is to book your venue, because venues get booked up very fast and you can have trainers and people coming to watch. Got no venue, you've got no event. So number one is book the venue. And finally, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. This was said by American Benjamin Franklin years ago, and it still applies today. Now, I seem to have lost my next slide. I don't know where it's gone, but I can talk forever. After you've got the venue, you need to fix the date. The important thing about the date is, number one, some people like to have dates fixed and some people don't. If you arrange too far ahead, people will not want to commit in case something better turns up or in case their work sends them away. If it's too near, people say, we haven't got time to do it. So you end up with your parameters, the last date on which you can do something and the first date on which you can do something. Then pick the first date within those choices. Now let's see if I can go back to screen sharing. Why have I lost my slides? Ah, here we go. So this was my huge checklist. I had 10 tasks, which were the date, the venue, booking the venue, had it got Wi-Fi, how should I word the tickets, who would print the tickets, how would I get the payment, what food would I provide, and then another 10 tasks after that. The second 10 tasks were there were just 10 more tasks. Ah, here we are. 10 more tasks. The gifts. That was very simple. You go to Daiso. Daiso have gifts for $2. You work out the number of people you need and then the number of gifts you need and so on. Next thing I was told, but I forgot the budget. You need to know the budget, because when you ring up the venue and they say, oh yes, you want a venue for 20 plus people, well, our room so-and-so will do, that will be $1,000 if you want it for 3 hours. Wait a minute, we've got no budget whatsoever. We'll have to go back to the community center. So your budget is very important. Community center, you would think this would be simple, but they have their own rules. For example, the community center I dealt with had 2 requirements. Number one,
they would not deal with me. I was not the club president. They would only deal with the club president. They said they had 50 events going on through the year. They dealt with only the president because if they dealt with different people, they had to explain the rules about the venue. So finally, I have a complete list of what everybody did, and I can send you all these slides if you're interested to know, and I can talk for an hour. Hope you understand all the lessons learned. Back to timekeeper and Toastmaster of the day.
All right, thank you. Angela, you might need to stop sharing the screen, please. Thank you. All right, thank you. Now we have come to the third speaker of the afternoon. Hold on, let me just double check my timing, whether we are on the, because group 1, there is only 2 speakers. So shall we head up to group 3 now, or what? Because talking about this, Simpson is still not online yet, so do we proceed or do we go with the evaluation for Angela and Vikana first? All right, let's proceed with the evaluation for Vikana. Todd, are you ready?
Sure.
All right, your evaluation sequence will be 2 minutes, the green, 2.5, the yellow, and red at 3 minutes, as well as 3 minutes 30, you will hear a buzzing sound from Licia. So before you proceed, please pin the timer. And Todd, if you're ready, please go on.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, invited visitors and guests, and Vicar. So it's great to evaluate advanced presentations, and it's great to see people who've actually taken some time to read the objectives and actually work the objectives. So congratulations on doing that. Now, I do see a couple of points that I might be able to help make this better for the following presentation. Number 1, you are very engaging as a speaker. So to take on something to talk about inspiration and motivation and hook everybody in with some questions is really cool because you get instant buy-in from the audience. And you were able to refer back to that on multiple times by using them as the example. So that showed that you were engaged and adaptable and flexible. Now, some of the things that you were to look at in this project is to show the difference between inspiration and motivation. And I think you did some really good analogies by showing the idea about the bath being similar to motivation and the long journey for the inspirational one. But what happens is when we have multiple sources of information all over the place, our focus gets distracted from how we engage with the audience. On multiple times, your eyes were looking probably at a screen higher than the camera that was looking at you. So this had the effect of looking over the audience and not at the audience. So it's something you might want to be cognizant of going forward. If you want to engage the audience, you need to go and look through the eyes and through the screen, not just at the screen or around the screen. You need to be focused on the individual. Like in the room when we say, give us a 3-second pause as we move around and make that connection. Otherwise, people will feel like it was just a fluff show. And we don't want that coming across as the example. I did also mention that with a virtual background, they can be really great and they can be really distracting because as you move, parts of your hand, your head, or different things can disappear with inside the background, and this can be distracting to the audience. But I do want to commend you on how you handled the ringing phone. Many people get thrown off by some sort of a distraction, and I think you handled it well in not acknowledging it and just kind of quietly going off, taking care of business, and coming back. the second school of thought is that people who have an interruption by a child, an animal, or whatever, instead of trying to fake it like it's not happening, just say, sorry, take care of it, and then get back. Because it kind of threw you for a loop, but you were able to recover very well. And that's one of your strengths, is you are very in the moment, like your motto, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I think that was very suiting. I thought the title was a little bit misleading, and just do it, because it was not so much about just getting up and doing it. You were trying to teach us how we could be inspired and the difference between that. So that could be maybe worked out a little bit. And I like the idea about the I am possible versus the impossible part. And I guess because of the timing and the situational setup, there was a little bit lacking. In the future, with a proper introduction and a proper setup, you won't have to backtrack and then start setting the pace for us, which takes away from your direct impact in involving us. But keep up the great work, and well done. And I look forward to hearing another one sometime. Well done. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Todd. Okay, hold on. Let me just, where is my, okay, there you go. All right, because I'm having issue with my laptop, so I need to switch around between two laptops. And the window updates is really killing us again. All right, so now we are moving on to the next speaker, or the next evaluator, which is Li Xian, who will be evaluating on Angela's speech. So the timer will be on my side. So if you are listening, if you're ready, please proceed on.
Okay. Thank you, TMD. And thank you, Angela, for such a wonderful speech. I learned a lot from your speech. Your speech was, the title of the speech was My Workshop a Success, and it was about the Division S workshop on pathways. So I really like that you started off with the lessons you learned, and also you brought us through all the technicalities, which I wish I heard from someone before I was doing my preparing for an area contest, because all your concerns are really, really valid. And this is a really useful presentation for anyone who is trying to do a workshop as well, because you brought us through all the things that you get stuck with, like how to get the venue and how difficult it is to get a venue in terms of who you can talk to and who they want to interact with. I like that you went through about how fixing dates, how fixing a date earlier and later can affect how people react to it. And these are very real concerns. So you also mentioned, you also brought us into the 10 lessons learned and another 10 more lessons learned about the gift budgets. And what I like about this is that it is really a complete guide. So if you could share with me later, it would be great. What I wish to hear more from you was that all you talked about was more towards the technicality part, but I think we would wish to hear more about how you interacted with your team as well, because after all, this is a high performance leadership. So we would want to hear how you guided your team, how you interact with them. Will you say more autocratic, democratic, strategic, or all the different types of leadership, or when you use what and why you use that leadership style? So that will be a really interesting thing that will benefit us as well. And also, we would like to hear, or I would like to hear more about whether your workshop was a success, because you started with the question, was my workshop a success? Or maybe you can share a little bit more with us on how the workshop is, and we will get a complete understanding of your, after all you have gone through, how it was and how you came up with all your learning points as well. So if you conclude your speech with the outcome of the workshop, it will be a great closure, and we would also know where to learn and why we need to do these certain learnings. So all in all, it is a very detailed presentation, And I would love to hear more about your experience as well. So thank you very much, Angela, and thank you very much, TMD Shanshan. Back to you, TMD.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, hold on. Alright. Now we have concluded the group 1 speech with the 2 speakers. So can I just do a double check if my group 2 speakers are all in? Based on the list, group 2 we have Lee Buckley, Troy Lingley, Alicia, and Sim Sim. From what I can see, Sim Sim is still not in yet. So, Mr. Willie, how do we do it, or do we just proceed on? Okay, let me just find out again. Where is my list again? First, the evaluation, let me see, evaluation would be, okay.
I'm just going to say a quick thank you for Todd for stepping in to evaluate me. I really appreciate it. I do know it's very late for you. So thanks so much and really appreciate the feedback.
Okay, so shall we begin with the afternoon group 2 session? Even though Simpson is not in, so we shall proceed first.
Madam Toastmaster of the Day, may I just confirm, am I evaluating Choi Ling Lee?
Yes, but she hasn't given me the projects. I have asked her for it since the morning start. She has been in since morning, and I've been asking her for it. So I haven't received any projects from her yet. So is she online? Ling Lee, are you online? I'll need your projects.
Okay, I send it to Willie. Can Willie send to Shanshan or whoever? I thought Willie is the evaluator.
There is a change in the program that we have changed it at 12 midnight last night. So there is a schedule change. So Lee Buckley will be the evaluator and I will need your projects. But for now, let's proceed with the first.
Okay,
or if you want to send it through the chat. All right, let me begin with the project. Our next speaker, hold on, let me just see. Okay, our next project is a speaker from the SG Online Toastmasters, Lee Buckley, and she will be attempting a project from the Dynamic Leadership Level 3, Increasing Knowledge, Negotiating the Best Outcome. And the title, Best Birthday Party Ever. Timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Can I have the evaluator, Patricia, to read out the purpose statement? Patricia, are you there?
Hi, good afternoon. I was just trying to unmute myself. And yes, the purpose statement is the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different types of negotiation and the strategy that can be used when negotiating. Also, the purpose is for the member to share some aspect of a past or future negotiation in his or her life. Good luck, Lee.
All right. Now, an introduction of the speaker. She says, according to John Milton, every cloud has a silver lining. Lee is grateful that the dark cloud of COVID-19, hold on, where did it suddenly disappear to? Okay, the dark cloud of COVID-19 has opened up opportunities for her to network with as well as to learn from Toastmasters from all around the world. Now, before you begin the speech, Lee, if you would pin the timer, Lee Xian. And if you are ready, please begin.
Is it 5 to 7 minutes?
The speech is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you.
5 months ago, my son came home from a birthday party and excitedly exclaimed to me, "Mom, Mom, Mom, that was the best birthday party ever. I want a bowling party like that too. You know my 8th birthday is coming up soon." For the next 2 weeks, we spent time jumping from 10-pin bowling to laser tag to time zone, ice skating, and then it went round and round and round again. On top of that, his invitation list went from his best friend to his class to 2 or 3 classes from the school as well. Madam Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, I've had to negotiate with many people throughout my professional life. I'm sure you've had the same as well. I would like to ask you though, have you ever tried negotiating with a child? Negotiating with a child is a completely different ball game, especially when they look at you with those puppy eyes and the looks that make you want to just squeeze and pinch their cheeks and then cuddle them tight. How can I negotiate with this cute bundle of joy? How can I be that fierce tiger mom that I'm supposed to be? Ladies and gentlemen, I learned very quickly. First, I have to understand who I'm negotiating with and what their objectives were. Here we have James, an 8-year-old to-be boy, whose objectives were to have the best birthday party ever with his friends. I, on the other hand, didn't want to spend more than $300 on his birthday party. So what would be the best outcome from this negotiation? We spent weeks and weeks. I had a lot of time, to plan for his birthday party. We spent weeks, or what it seemed to me like weeks, trying to go through the different options. We consulted Dr. Google. Even Professor YouTube came to our aid. Finally, we narrowed them down to 3 options. First, party at home. We could invite not just his best friend, his classmates. We could even invite 3 other classes to come along, and I'll still stay within my budget. Yes! The downside though is we would have to spend the next 3 days cleaning the house. A second option that we came up with was 10-pin bowling. Have you ever been 10-pin bowling? Isn't it cool to have disco party when you bowl, when you have that strike? And the best thing is the food's there for you and you don't have to clean up afterwards. The downside though is we could only invite 8 kids, and that's including him. A third option that we managed to finalize was time zone. Time zone is a center where you have arcade games. They offer unlimited package for 2 hours. And they even threw in, for an extra $4 per child, laser tag. Again, no cleanup, no need to worry about food. On the downside, again, it's only 8 kids. What can I do with my limited budget? We went through a negotiation process, not to mention the tantrums that were chucked in between. I tried my tiger mom approach to start with. That didn't work. So I went back to basic and I went back to step 1. Who is my audience? What are his objectives? I put on my hat as if I was an 8-year-old, and I looked at it from his angle. At the same time, I also tried to convey to him, from my point of view, as mum. I told him my concerns. I told him we had only a limited amount of vitamin M to spend on his birthday party. So we had the choice, whole class, all his friends, but mummy didn't have vitamin M. Or we could be selective and have the best birthday party ever. We finally decided to go with option 3, time zone with laser tag. The party was a success. The kids ran around like headless chook, trying each arcade game. Imagine they had unlimited pass for 2 hours, followed by laser tag. The parents, on the other hand, had a relaxing couple of hours. Kids free. A win-win situation. And the best thing was, I didn't have to clean up after the party. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have to negotiate next time, remember this. To achieve the best outcome, you must understand who you're negotiating with. Also, what are the objectives of your negotiation? Research your alternatives and think of the other party. And lastly, consider your negotiable and non-negotiable items. What are you willing to sacrifice to reach a compromise? To quote Harvey Mackay, you do not get what you want. You get what you negotiate. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
All right, thank you for the interesting speech about birthday parties. And yes, I am hoping to get into a time zone soon once this circuit breaker in Singapore ends, because I'm hoping to wander about soon. Now, let's go on to our next speaker. The only issue about this thing is that the evaluator is Simpson and she is not in at the moment. So I am hoping someone, sorry? Alicia, do you say something? You need to unmute.
Oh, her evaluator is not around, is it?
Your evaluator
maybe
is not around. That's why
whose evaluator?
Yours. Simpson
Mine ah.
evaluate you.
Bartley.
To evaluate both Lingli and you? No, I don't think so, right?
So who is that? Bartley or who? Now
Bartley will be evaluating your speech. Yes, I'm just checking with Alicia whether her evaluator is. The evaluator is not in yet, so we'll just hold on for a while. Okay, based on the program sheet, Sim is to evaluate you, and you evaluate Sim as well. Okay, so now Lingli, if you are ready, I don't have your project. Would you like to introduce your project and the information?
Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's see.
Hey, we have a little fellow trying to connect to audio.
We can't.
Give up my laptop. Do you have the information on your project, and which project is that?
I think I just sent to Bartley. Bartley, can you read?
Did you send to me my email or my phone?
Mobile phone.
Oh, okay. I don't have my phone with me. Just give me a second.
Okay, I'm trying to address.
Right, we'll just hold on for Lee to read out the projects, and meanwhile, where did the speaker go to?
I'm here because I
thought you suddenly disappeared from the screen. Whoops.
Because I raised up my I raised up the computer so that I can stand behind.
All right. Now, meanwhile, before Lee Buckley has the evaluation thing ready.
Yep. Let me just read. I think.
Okay.
Sit down.
I've got the evaluation form, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Shall I read out the notes?
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. The Toastmaster member is working to develop leadership skills. As part of the learning process, the member is asked to select a project and assume a leadership role to complete the project. The leadership role and project may be within the Toastmasters Club or outside the club, in the community or workplace. For this part of the project, the Toastmasters member is asked to describe to the club his or her vision, what he or she would like to accomplish with the project in a manner that generates interest and enthusiasm in the audience. And those are the objectives of the speech, Madam.
All right, just one more thing. Timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Am I correct?
5 to 6.
5 to 6?
Yes, according to the menu.
Okay, 5 to 6 minutes. So that is 5 minutes green, 5 minutes 30 yellow, and 6 minutes red. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, if Lingli, if you are ready, please proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever come across a situation? Either you make it or you break it. A situation that come across whether to let go your loved one to die, where there is a heartbeat, or because you've seen that there's a suffering, just let go. Fellow Toastmaster, today I'm standing here to tell you what has happened and why I come up with this vision that I need to save my club. Never give up. Last March, I just lost my father, who have been bedridden for 4.5 years due to accidents. And by God's grace, he has returned back to God. And this is March, the 3rd of March, and I was in Malaysia. While doing that, my loved one, another loved one that I love very much, is my own club, Hongkong Toastmasters Club. And I did not really follow the WhatsApp. What is going on is because I went back to have attend my father's wake and funeral. And this time, this is my second club. My sponsor told me that, Trilling, please be realistic. Maybe we just have 9 membership and no one renew it. And I couldn't feel that. I know that Toastmasters, Hong Kong North Toastmasters Club is another loved one. And I can feel that as a president, I can feel that the club has the heartbeat. I don't want to let go. I asked my sponsor, can you please give me the full support? the time is clicking, and to recruit another 11th member, it seems impossible. And I don't want the club to happen. I told her, please give me the green light to go. And I will, all my means, I will have to recruit my member to build this Honga North Toastmaster Club again. And the question was thrown to me, are you realistic? Feeling, please be realistic. If can, are you able to make the club going and sustain? Another member throw, he said, are you able to survive the club till June 2020? Oh, this is my vision. Today I share to you. This is my vision, that never give up. Whether I make it or break it, I will at least go for it. And this is the vision that I have today. And coming forth, I approach my area director. It seems that she told me, it seems that it's also impossible. There is so many members. How can you make it? And I told her, okay, will you support me? He said, no point. It's too many. It's far beyond. No point. But I again approach my sponsor. I said, my club sponsor. I said, Eliza, give me the full support. I will try to make it. Whether break it or make it, I have done my best. And that goes to my vision. And I will go back to my fundamental mission that is also in Toastmasters mission, club mission. Is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience, which members are empowered to develop communications and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And the value I too have to re-emphasize to build the basic foundation, that the value is integrate, respect, self, and excellence. And to have this impact, whether I break it, if I make it, if I don't make it, the club will die, give up. If I can make it, yes, I will strike on to go on my DCP goal, and also to build another next ESCO. And to find out for the next, do I make it or break it? Please come and listen to my next speech on 30th of May that I will deliver. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you for that emotional speech. And now, after a roller coaster of emotions, now we will go for a laughter speech, because our next speaker is attempting the humorous speaking manual, Project 5, the humorous speech. May I have the evaluator, Angela, to read out the project objectives?
I don't have the project.
All right, no worries. Let me just...
Can you read it to me, and then I can work
so
out
here's
best.
the objectives, Angela. Use exaggeration to tell a humorous story, entertain the audience, effectively use body language and voice to enhance the story. Timing is 5 to 7 minutes, and a speech introduction for the speaker. The title is MRT. Tales. What the speaker wants to do is tales while traveling on the MRT. Probably the best entertainment center in Singapore, Johor Bahru, Batam. So let's welcome Alicia with the speech MRT. Alicia, before you begin your speech, please pin the timer, and if you are ready, please begin.
Give me a minute. I'm looking for the timer.
Timer is Li Xian with the white background, with a very bold word timer.
Just give me a minute. I think I just crossed over her. Just give me.
No worries.
Okay, found her. Okay.
All right. Great. Please proceed.
Feeling tired, stressed, or down? Just hop onto the mass rapid transportation, or what we call in Singapore MRT, and I guarantee you will get the ride of your life. A sunny, scorching Sunday afternoon to club president, Toastmasters, and guests. Let me share with you why I feel the MRT, or Mass Rapid Transport, is the best entertainment center in Singapore, Johor Bahru, and Batam. First, we have the M-Tube. The MRT has its own version of YouTube. I like to refer it as the M-Tube. You can learn anything on the M-Tube, especially on a peak day morning. If you tune in to the M-Tube, you will be able to catch the makeup artists. This most exciting time, as I mentioned, is the morning rush hour. Just last week, I saw this lady. She sat down on the reserved seat and got to work quickly. She took out a Mary Kay compact kit and started to draw her eyebrows. Starting from the right and worked her way to the left. She's very skillful and never misses a curve. Then she proceeds to do some touch-ups on her cheeks, and then finally her lips, and finishes up with a lip balm. And she ends the show with a sign of accomplishment. Soon, I hope to see a stand-up makeup artist. Next, we have amateur romance. This is the most common entertainment and probably has the greatest number of amateurs. And I've categorized amateurs in 3 categories. The first category, we call them the Siamese ninjas. The couples are in tight heart, just like Siamese twins. The guy is busy while the girl tries to multitask. She sticks out her neck out just like a ninja turtle and looks at the cute baby nearby. So, do you want to hug or you want to look at the others? Please decide. Then we have the players. This is the couple at play. On one occasion, I saw the guy plays with the girl's throat, and on closer look, I realized that he was tickling the girl's double chin. Now, ladies, please wear turtlenecks, clothes, long sleeves, or skirt that touch all the way to the ground so that your other half has no chance to play with them, or even your undesirable body parts. And finally, the third category, I call them the hungry ghosts. Now, we all know that hungry ghost season, we celebrate this in Singapore in August. But in the MRT, we see a guy motioning to the girl to come near him, so he could tell her a secret. Guess what? He ends up nibbling her ear and then her hair. And her hair was shining with grease. Ladies, please wear ear mufflers and bun up your hair so tight like the Korean ancient lady of the court. Now, the other third area that is very good entertainment you can get in the MRT, we call it searching for the latest trends. You can check out the latest trends like face masks and face screens that we can wear during COVID-19. I remember seeing a teenager with a three-way mask. It looked like a gas mask, and he was wearing it comfortably and playing with his Nintendo game. And there far away, I saw a classy lady. She was wearing a lovely scarf, and it doubled as a mask. So now I'm hoping one day to be able to see someone wearing a 2-in-1 screen plus mask so that I can find out where I can buy it. Now, as a ticket holder, dear audience, you have the right to let your emotions flow out simply with a smile, a nod of approval, or shake of disapproval, clap, or even laugh, and cheer or shout like Gordon Ramsay, "Stop it!" if you find their acts disgusting and not up to standard. My dear Toastmasters, I've explained to you why the MRT or mass rapid transportation does provide you with the best bang for your money. Because as Forrest Gump says, my mommy always said, life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. With the MRT, you get the signature M-Tube, amateur romance, and latest trends. So what are you waiting for? Just leave your car at home and hop into the MRT for hours of non-stop entertainment. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Well, now I already know that we can really have entertainment on the MRT. Well, probably maybe you try taking the train from Queenstown all the way to Pasir Ris. You might see what Alicia sees in the MRT. That will be one way of entertaining yourself as well. Now we have sort of concluded the other group of the second group of speakers with one speaker not coming in yet. We will wait for a while. But in the meantime, we will proceed with the evaluations first. Are the evaluators ready for the evaluations? All right, I have a thumbs up from all of them. So the first evaluator, before I introduce the first evaluator, we will have the timing sequence of the evaluation. There will be 2 minutes green, 2 minutes 30 yellow, and red at the 3rd minute. 3 minutes 30 seconds, you might hear a buzzing sound from Li Xian.
Ding, 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 ding.
That is the buzzing sound. All right, let's welcome our SG Online advisors and a seasoned Toastmaster, Patricia Lam, to evaluate the first speaker. So Patricia, if you're ready, please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, and especially good afternoon to Lee, the speaker. Thank you for a very, very interesting speech. I particularly like that the speech was smoothly delivered with no hesitation. You were well prepared for it. Well done. You spoke in a very clear voice. Your pronunciation, your enunciation were a delight to my ear. And you were so confident in front of the camera. Your eye contact were engaging, your body language natural, and you use your voice to your greatest advantage as you spoke. In some parts, like your son. Your delivery, therefore, was totally excellent. Now, for the objective of this project, you covered several points in the negotiation skills or technique. You identify the final goal. It must be a win-win situation. You practice building rapport. You discuss going beyond you being a tiger mom's approach to discussing with your son on how you should look at this negotiation. Most importantly, you consider your restriction, and that is what you use vitamin M of $300. And you gave us multiple offer approach, and there were 3 options. And you seems like very confident with that 3 options. Of course, you also understood your weaknesses, and I think that would be just like me, we hate cleaning up after a party. Well, eventually you settle your challenges and reach for an agreement that is a win-win situation with your son, and that seems like a perfect negotiation. Now, to challenge yourself for this project, tell us what challenges between you and your son when you were negotiating with him. Did he voice out any objections to your 3 ways? Or was it the Tiger Mom's approach, like these are the 3 ways, it's my way or the highway? Did he say no to any of these options? Did he came up with more options besides these 3 that you have offered? And how did you solve these conflicts between you and your son before you finally make him see your way of, your point of view? We look at how successful a negotiation is. We talk about economic success, which you have been very successful in this. You spend within your $300. Relationship strength. Short term, your son is very happy. What about the long term? How is he going to look at the negotiation process? And with that, I hope I could learn something from you with negotiating with my son, because I'm always at a loss of word. Thank you so much, Lee. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Patricia, for the evaluation of Lee's speech. And yes, it's certainly interesting to know what will be the outcome if there is a second situation. We will have Lee Buckley back on the screen to evaluate Lee's speech. If Lee Buckley is ready, we will proceed. Before that, please pin the timer.
Yes, sir. Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you, Choi Ling, for such an emotional and inspirational speech. What an emotional opening. Have you ever come across a situation where you either break it or make it? A crossroad where you had to decide to give up and let something go, or to never give up and try your best to save it. She proceeded to tell us how she lost her bedridden father 2 months ago, and at the same time received a devastating news that her home club was on the brink of collapse. Thank you, Trilling, for sharing with us your vision on how you aspired to save your home club. I didn't quite catch the name, but I thought it was Hong Tat North. I beg your pardon if I mentioned that incorrectly. I would like to offer some suggestions to help you to enhance your speech. Most of your delivery was a good delivery in terms of the emotion, the vocal variety, the gestures, and the content of the speech. What I would like to offer is this project is on leadership. When we look to a leader, we look to a leader to be inspirational, to inspire us, to lead us. While she was talking about her father, about how she lost her father, the emotion was well done. I felt tears in my eyes, and I felt my heart, like sunk to the bottom, and I was crying. But when she was telling us about how she aspired to save her club, now this is where we need to see her leadership. So instead of the emotion that brought us down and keep bringing us down, have the emotion where you are the leader. You are an inspirational leader. You are aspiring to take us out of that brink from the bottom to the top. And with that, I would challenge her to speak with more inspiration rather than the emotional down on the roller coaster. She brought us along with her on her speech. I commend her for that. The other point that I would like her to work on is with the angle of the camera, I could see she was looking at some notes as she wasn't looking at the camera. One of the things we, including myself, has to challenge ourselves is look at the camera, because when you are speaking online, the audience is out there and it's a dot on your camera. So my challenge to Trilling is for her next speech, to work on her keeping her or maintaining eye contact with the audience through the camera, and also the appropriate emotional gestures, voice to use as well. And I look forward to hearing more about how she saved her club. Okay. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you for the evaluation. And now we will have Angela to begin the evaluation for Alicia's speech. Angela, if you are ready, please unmute and do a step further to pin the timer.
Yes, I'm ready. Fellow Toastmasters and Singaporean and international guests, we were treated to a very humorous speech, and I'm delighted to say that Alicia seems to be getting better and better every time she does a humorous speech. What did I like most? I absolutely loved all her gestures. I made a whole list of the gestures she had. She was pointing to lips, she was pointing to eyes, she was showing everything that people did on a train, doing makeup, lip balm, everything. She had alliteration as well. She talked about today being a sunny, scorching Sunday, and she was positive. She talked about it being the best entertainment, and she had amusing ideas like talking about somebody as a makeup artist, and we knew a makeup artist wasn't a real makeup artist, but somebody just putting on their makeup. Now, a couple of suggestions. How can she make this even better? Because I know she's been a contest winner and she wants to absolutely get to the top. First of all, you've got foreigners in the audience who are not from Singapore. I'm from Singapore and I haven't a clue where some of these places are, because I take one line north-south and an east-west line is mystery to me. People who are from Australia or America, they can't even understand the words, let alone work out where these places are. And as for the significance, is they say to be a long journey, or is it a short journey? Is it through the city where you'd expect people to be businesslike and be surprised that they're still putting on their makeup? What's the significance of all these place names? So before you put in a Singapore place name, explain what it means to people who are away. Now I come to my next suggestion. We had a lot of funny stories. We had a clear general message, which was enjoy your train ride, but at the end of it, apart from the makeup and the sexy couple, why not relate them all together? If you take the Canterbury Tales, they're all people on a train with different stories, but you could have a think. It's a challenge to you. Try and relate all these people to each other. Maybe it's day one, you see the girl doing the makeup. Day two, she's got a boyfriend and you're watching it progress. Day three, she's alone. What has happened? She's sitting looking miserable. Just find some way of tying the whole thing together. And finally, you had a good suggestion, enjoy the train ride, but how about something more positive, such as, please don't take any photos, or why don't you sketch them all? We have sketches of passengers on several of our stations. Come up with some positive action we can take, or even carry a newspaper so you can peek out at what other people are doing. That will absolutely ace your already wonderful speech. I loved it. Let's hear.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right, thank you for the evaluation of Alicia's speech. And yes, we would try and incorporate all the evaluations today and be a better speaker. And yep, Doreen has a very cute granddaughter coming up just now. All right, now we will take a break. Really? All right, so we will be back.
Recording.
Yes, thank you. Done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our meeting with our last speaker online, and hope you all have a great lunch already. Full. So now we will have after the feast of the stomach, we have the feast of the ears and the mouth. So our next speaker, sorry?
Sorry, I just want to check. I don't have to evaluate anyone, just to counter check. Okay, thank you.
Okay, our next speaker, and it's also the last speaker today, is Simpson. She'll be doing the project from the Advanced Communication Series, Special Occasion Speeches. That will be the presenting an award. Timing is 3 to 4 minutes. So timer, do take note the timing. 3, 3.5, and 4 minutes. All right, the speech title is Toastmaster of the Year Award. Let's have Alicia to read out the project objectives.
Sorry, I can't find that manual.
But
anyway, I remember this objective for Specialty Award, presenting an award, is very self-explanatory. So I look forward to this speech, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, before she begins, a small introduction. She is an educator by profession whose passion is lifelong learning. So now we shall have Simpson to present the award of the year. If Simpson is ready, please just pin the timer and ready to begin.
Before the timer starts, I just want to say that the occasion is Achievers Day event where the award Toastmaster of the Year is being given out. So I'm going to start my speech now. Good afternoon, district officers, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Division D's annual Achievers Day. Each year, our division recognizes one Toastmaster whose purposeful and passionate participation has helped move his or her club and hence our Division D forward in District 80. The selection process is not easy. With more than 100 members in Division D and with many qualified Toastmasters, identifying the Toastmaster of the Year and who is most deserving is not easy. The selection process begins at the club level. Each president in the 5 clubs nominates one person. These nominations are then forwarded to the Division D director. So working with the division council, the director chooses the deserving Toastmaster from the list of nominees to be the Toastmaster of the Year. This year's Toastmaster was chosen for several reasons. She is a hardworking, humble, and hands-on president who works hand in glove with her EXCO members. She helps her VP to rope in interested Toastmasters from other clubs, such as evaluators, language evaluators, table topics masters, to value add learning to her members. She also organized a very interesting speech craft sessions, which saw an increase of 3 members. Last but not least, she also works together with the VPM to increase the publicity of the club on social media. So she's full of drive and enthusiasm, and this drive and enthusiasm of her and the drive are very amazing. Because of this, her club has achieved the Distinguished President's Award for this year, achieving 10 goals out of 10 goals. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in honoring this year's Toastmaster of the Year, I'm going to present this award to DTM Shelly Shanshan from Toa Payoh South Toastmasters Club. Let's give her a hand, please. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, that was a okay.
Yes.
That was Okay, so now we will take a bit of a time for Alicia to formulate the evaluation. So we will just take about 3 minutes offline. Okay, we will give Alicia some time to formulate the evaluation. So ladies and gentlemen, we will just pause for a while and off your video, off your mic so that we won't disturb her for a while. So if you want to do anything, do it on the chat. Thank you. So we just hold on 5 more minutes. Hold on. Okay. Alicia, if you are ready, timer, if you are ready.
Sorry, can I get the timing of the speech?
Timing is 3 minutes.
No, what I meant is the speaker's time report.
So when she completed her last word was 3 minutes.
Yep, 3 minutes, correct. That's what I was saying. All right. So if timer is ready, evaluator is ready. Alicia, please remember to pin the timer and proceed with the evaluation.
Scorching, scintillating Sunday afternoon to everyone, to President, club members and guests, and especially to Toastmaster Ong Sim Sim. With regards, I will evaluate Toastmaster Ong Sim Sim in 2 areas. First, what she did well in her speech. In the second area, those parts of the speech that were lackluster and where she can take on some of my recommendations for further improvement. So for the first part, what she did well was she definitely met the objectives of the project of presenting an award to the Best Toastmaster of the Year award. she achieved the objective. And she went further ahead, and she gave a very detailed selection process. Now I know how the best Toastmaster Award is given out. From the way they select the nomination all the way to the person's achievements. But it was very good that she kept the suspense. I really didn't know who was the winner. The other thing that she did well, that Toastmaster on season did well, was the language used. She used colorful language. For instance, works hand in glove. Oh, I love the language. So I was enjoying the award ceremony as well. Now, for the other area that she could have improved in the speech was that, firstly, because she used the virtual background. So the virtual background, it was a bit distracting in the sense that I couldn't see the trophy. The trophy was hidden, all right? So you need to make sure that your wall is white, green, or blue so that your virtual background comes in nicely, right? Now, the second thing that she could have done better was that, as this is an award ceremony, I would prefer you to adjust your camera because I could only see your face. So your body gestures, hand gestures were hidden. And so I can't see the full action of it. Now, my suggestion would be you could have considered to put your camera higher so that you'll be standing, right? Yes, that's good. And make a makeshift rostrum because imagine you're at the ceremony, there'll be a rostrum somewhere. So if you could do that, add all in these props, your excellent presentation of the award will be forever remembered. One more thing, you could have also flashed the winner's face at the end of it. So we can have a visual imagination who the winner is. Some people might not know who is Shanshan, right? So all in all, a very wonderful presentation. If you add in all those things that I recommended, you'll go much further and hope to see you in the next speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
All right, thank you for that for the evaluation, and I do hope that the speakers today have taken in all the evaluations given to them and improve on their speeches. Timing, well, okay, so today's evaluation, our timing has been very close on the dot, like Thomas, 3 minutes 29, 3 minutes 20 seconds, all these are very close on the dot. Now, we have come to the end of the speaker-thon. The next speaker-thon is on the 31st of May. So if you all would like to do any speeches and all that, please note that by Wednesday, if there is no news on any speech, hold on, okay, Willie wants to speak.
By Friday, not Wednesday.
My apologies, all right, by Friday, 29th of May, if you don't receive any speech, information about that, their speech and all that, it will be taken out. And of course, bearing in mind, or pending any changes like what we did last night. So speakers and evaluators to take note. So we have also come to the end of the session, and we will see you tomorrow for the workshops, and we'll see you for the Friday meetings as well. Anything else to say, Mr. Willie? Nope. Then we have come to the end of the morning session, and we also have come to the end of the afternoon session as well. If you want to speak, please unmute yourself because I see that Lynn